Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Rob's Gaming Table. I'm Rob.
I'm Mel.
And we're here to start our series of live streams discussing Gen Con to help people out who might be going to Gen Con, attending Gen Con, people from our audience who maybe can possibly go, people who are interested in going, people might have questions. We were heavily requested to do this last year before Gen Con, but it was literally right before Gen Con. But anyone who doesn't know what Gen Con is will explain it. It's the largest board gaming convention in North America. We've attended it almost every year. We've been in the hobby over the last 10 years. And we'll get more details about it. But we're probably going again this year. We went last year. We streamed from there. We made videos from there. We talked about it. We brought back a haul. We had fun. We met fans of the channel. But I know there's a group of you out there who've never been. There's a group of you who've been maybe a long time ago and have questions. So we made a stream last year right before the con talking about everything. We put together all the knowledge we have, which is not complete. It's impossible to have complete knowledge of this ginormous convention. Everything from hotels, parking, badges, events, things we do there, how you navigate it, all that kind of stuff. Everyone's different, but we'll just give our 2 cents, some information to help. Even if it helps like 5 people, I'm happy. It's all good. But we did the stream last year. We did it too close to the convention, because a lot of people went, it's too late for me to plan it, too late for me to go.
Right.
So this year we're like, all right, let's correct that. So literally you have to start planning for Gen Con. If you need a hotel through their system, you should start thinking about Gen Con in like January/February of the year you plan to go, which is what we do every single year since our first.
Yeah.
Since the first one I went to, I planned that one in like June, and it usually happens in August, late July, early August. And in the past, my very first one, I found out about it in like May. So in like around June, I was like planning. There was like no events left I wanted to do, but I still went, had a blast. Went into a tournament for a card game. We'll talk all about that kind of stuff, our history of Gen Con maybe a little bit. But we're here to answer your questions. And we're here to discuss the things that matter right now if you're planning on going or thinking of going. But we will do another stream closer to the event time, which is like the second pillar. So the first pillar is like badges and hotels. In like January, February, you need to know about that stuff. Then you can still book hotels later, just it's tougher to get it through their system usually. And lots of people have booked already, so the pickings get slim. And then the second pillar is like event time. When you register for events, you need to know about that ahead of time, add events to your wish list, especially if you really want to get into like a limited event that only has so many tickets and so many sessions. You might want to get in there early, but there's always plenty of events open, and there's plenty of events even being created during the convention.
Yeah.
Right until Sunday afternoon, there might be a new event created that you could join in and go visit, or a spot opens up where you can slide on in. And then the third pillar, we'll do a stream probably right before Gen Con, sometime within the month before Gen Con, kind of like a last minute, are we going? Do we have any last minute tips? What do you need to think of now before you start actually packing, getting your car ready, that kind of stuff? If you're driving, you know, where you would find last minute hotels, you know, what kind of events are left, what anyone who last minute needs to go, or any last minute tips, or planning your attack at the con, things you need to start thinking about right before going. Obviously, we'll do a stream reviewing what games are going to be there, any new releases, anything like that. We'll do all that closer to the con. So there'll be at least 3 streams. This is the first of 3, where we're going to talk a bit about, again, badges, parking, and just what the convention is. And like dates you need to know.
And hotels.
And hotels, yes. Didn't I say that? Badges, hotel.
You said badges, parking.
I didn't mean parking. I meant badges, hotels. Sorry.
That's okay.
Parking in there. We can talk
yeah,
about
we
that.
can talk a little bit about that.
And then we'll open it up for questions. So anyone who has any questions at this point can throw them in. If you're watching this later, read the chat archive. You should be able to open the live chat that happened during the stream, and you could read what people are discussing, any tips that anyone in the chat has, because everyone has different experiences. Everyone goes to Gen Con from different aspects of the hobby. We come as board gamers / card gamers. Originally, I was driven by going as a tournament card gamer / board game collector kind of thing, like a board game, I don't know, Kallax shelf filler. If you want to think of it like that. Some people go just strictly for RPGs. Some people go for cosplay. Some people go just to go and see how it goes. Some people go to meet designers. Some people go to try board games. Some people go to buy things to upgrade their board game swag and stuff. What else do people go for?
Sometimes this is just a yearly thing that people do to meet up with friends from across the world.
Yeah, that's true. They meet friends one year, and then it's like a tradition. Every year they go back to game with those friends or hang out with those friends. Try some food in downtown Indianapolis, some nice restaurants and things. People do that. Yeah, people just game for like 24 hours each day kind of thing. Like, yeah, it's crazy. Gaming on floors, hotels, streets, bathrooms, whatever. People gaming everywhere. It's crazy. But yeah. Oh yeah, miniature wargaming, that's a thing. Historic gaming, that's a thing.
But then there's the other side where it's not even related to the hobby. There's like dance, knitting,
But that's people, I don't think people are going for that. That's just a side thing that people might, oh, while I'm there, I like that stuff also. But like the main pillars that drive people there are like, you're either like a mix of any of these, but usually it's like there's stuff focused at board gamers, card gamers, you know. There's like the family gaming stuff. There's the cosplayers that literally spend the whole time dressed up as cosplay, walking around, showing things off, getting in the parade, doing the cosplay, contest, ceremony, all that kind of stuff. There's people that just go, like me, I go as like press, just to cover stuff, to find out what's new, to meet with publishers, to grab some games that might be interesting, just to see what's going on in the hobby. Like I go as work, basically. I haven't enjoyed myself there in many years. No, I have a great time. No, it's stressful as hell for me, but anyways.
Janet said some people go just to meet us.
Weirdos. Janet, we love you. You know that. Angie, on the other hand. I'm just kidding. All right. But yeah, so that's the plan today. So if you're watching this later, hello. Join us for our next stream where we talk about the event system, but we can address a lot of this stuff again. We can answer your questions then. But yeah, sorry you weren't here live, but hopefully there's some information we drop here. We're going to dump a bunch of info. Then we're going to open it up to Q&A. Should be a couple hours. If you're watching this later, you can be laughing right now when it's like turns into a 4-hour stream. I like setting the bar real low and then just, gets out of control.
Yeah, busting right through it.
I have no self-control here. Time just, I get into the flow of streaming, and anyone knows the flow, just you get into something and the concept of time just disappears. Yeah, I have that problem, but it means I love doing what I do. All right. Oh yeah, 20 says I want promos for games. People literally rush to booths, line up to booths, spend hours waiting in lines to get promos. That is a thing. That is a freaking thing for sure. I've been there and done that. Been there, done that for sure. I don't do it as much because I realize I don't have time to enjoy games so much that I care if there's a promo in it or not. But
that is true.
That's a side effect of doing what I do.
If they're gonna hand them to me, I'm gonna take it.
But yeah. But it is open. The chat is not subscriber only. It's fully open. So if you were just watching, lurking, you bumped into this channel looking for Gen Con info, join us for the next stream. Get in the chat, ask your questions. If you have any tips related to things we're talking about and you watch this later, feel free to drop those tips in the comments. They could help someone else watching later. If you're watching this later, scroll down to the comments. There might be some good stuff in there, not just in the chat archive, but also in the comments down below. There could be some good info to help. Also, you could watch last year's stream. I realized during that stream, I forgot to have my mic plugged in for, I think, most of it. So
you're plugged in now, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think now people will tell us.
Yeah. But that one they didn't. And I watched it back after. I put it in the chapters, and then I was like, oh my God, I didn't have my mic plugged in. So I'm like talking through Mel's mic beside me because I'm so loud. But yeah, it wasn't the best, but at least there was tons of info there. We've added more. We still have the same document, but we went and even added, we spent last night, we went in and just like started dumping info in that we know, changing info based on this year. And it will only evolve and get better as we do each of these streams. But hopefully we can help people navigate the con. It can be intimidating. It's not like a little local con at your local Hungarian church, meeting room where there's 50 gamers playing some games. This is like 60,000 plus people sometimes that are all rammed in a place for all different reasons in the hobby, and it can be a lot. There's no way to experience everything that Gen Con has to offer in the 4 days. So you got to pick and choose. Sometimes just go with the flow. Leave yourself open. You'll always find something to do. There's never a dull moment. Never a dull moment. But yeah, there's a lot. Stacy's here. Stacy was with us there last year. Stacy will have some good tips. Stacy's local to Indy, which is awesome.
That's so awesome, yeah.
I'm very jealous. Not a hater at all. Not a hater, I swear. But yeah.
Spencer's message didn't pop here. I don't know if you want to read
I don't know
it.
what's happening. Let's see. Do I have it? Oh, I see what I did. Probably last time we were doing stuff that we didn't want it all popping because we were in the middle of doing things. But yeah, I don't have any way to pop it again. Weird. But anyway, Spencer, thank you for the super chat. Thanks for being a member on YouTube by clicking the join button down below and supporting us. Much appreciated.
Thank you.
I should address. Got to do a little self-promotion.
Well, let's read his message first and then.
No.
Oh, okay.
I'll do that right after.
Okay,
No, I'm just joking.
Don't forget.
There it is.
Nope,
That's Bob's.
Bob's.
Damn it, Bob.
Also appreciate it, but let's go back to Spencer for a second.
Spencer says, cheers to Gen Con. Hope I can go this year. Awesome.
Awesome,
If
Spencer.
you're watching,
go.
vote on the poll. I'm curious. How many people are watching? Go into the live chat, vote on the poll. I'm asking, are you going to Gen Con? Or have you been to Gen Con? Yes, many times. Yes, once. No, but might be going this year. Or no, but I'm interested. Because I can only put 4 options. I couldn't put no, but I don't care, because then why are you here? So it's like that.
I mean, some
make
people
sense.
just are here because they just want to hang out.
But please vote. I'm just curious, out of the audience at this point, like where you're at. What kind of information, what kind of audience am I speaking to, and where you're at? Bob with the member for 4 months.
Thank you, Bob.
Thank you, Bob, for the support. Heads up, Rob, I won't be attending Gen Con this year. Now you can relax and enjoy this info giving stream. I make no promises about next year, though.
Bob, we do hope to meet you one day.
Just announced, Rob's gaming table will not be at Gen Con 2024. Just announced. Breaking news. For some reason, something comes up, fill in excuse here, and we will not be there. You've heard it here first. Breaking news. No, Bob, that'd be awesome. You're crazy.
We would love to meet you one day.
We do want to come across the pond to your side at some point, but we haven't hit the big time yet. So, Yogi with a member for 4 months. Did you say you didn't want to be interrupted? No,
Yogi, thank you.
I think I hid the alerts last time because somebody probably gifted, like it's probably Kanji or Yogi or somebody maybe gifted like 1,000 subs. I don't know if gifted subs was happening at that time, but it was probably during our recap stream, because these were like the same scenes we used for that, and I probably hid the alerts because, like, I don't know.
Or we were doing something where we were trying to record something.
Oh, that's why. Yeah,
we were trying to record something probably.
Yes, I probably was recording a video.
And things still pop when we're not live.
Yes, you people watching the channel not live, thank you for your support, donating, joining, and all that stuff. I do see that pop sometimes when I'm working on the computer, editing,
or we hear
editing
it.
scenes and stuff. Yeah, I hear it dinging out the speaker on my computer.
Yeah. Sorry, go back now. You were going to go back to self-promotion. Let's do that first.
Yes, self-promotion. Without the support of you guys, so the names that were scrolling by at the start of the stream, those who click the join button, super chat, Patreon, all that stuff's in the video description. Not even possible to go to Gen Con without your support. I do this full time. Mel helps me when she has time outside of her work and you know, all her real life stuff. So I appreciate it. Without the support, like I wouldn't be going. Like, I don't just have unlimited funds. I can only spend so much on board games, upgrading equipment for the channel, doing what I do. You know, like, and traveling to conventions. I put that in out of the same budget, like that's all part of it. So based on how the channel's doing, how many donations we're getting, how it's going, I kind of look at like Gen Con is priority to us here as our main convention, because it's drivable for us within 8+ hours, so that I can keep it affordable. I don't have to fly on a plane. So being frugal and being smart with the money we raise on the channel. Gen Con is realistic. It's also, there are cons that are closer. They're just not as big, not as important to the hobby, not as many publishers of games that we play and love on the channel go to those other conventions, but we've been to other conventions. We have fun there. Like, we've been to Breakout Con. I've been to Breakout Con in Toronto. Like, we have a Canadian, pretty decent sized board game convention here. I haven't gone in a few years. There's also Origins we've been to. I don't know what else. That might be it for gaming conventions, other than small ones.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's a big deal. So for us, that's my primary. But if we raised enough money, if there was, like, you know, we were doing very well, I'm next want to try like PAX Unplugged. We were almost going to go last year, but then I just looked at publishers that were there, any new games, like, was it worth it for that investment? Or should we just stay home, stream? We got a ton of games to play. We're in no need of new games. You know, we're just gamers like you guys. You know, we have a budget. We can't buy everything. We don't get games from every single publisher, stuff like that. So I appreciate the funding to the channel to allow us to grab these games you guys are interested in, play them on the channel. if you're new here, we play through games on the channel, live playthroughs, long ass playthroughs, medium to heavyweight games. That's what we do here. But Gen Con is my favorite convention. It's like my Disneyland. It's my like favorite thing to look forward to in the year. So yeah. So thank you for supporting the channel.
Thank you so much to everyone.
So yeah, that's the self-promotion is your donations help us go to this even. And that's why sometimes I can't even say we're going 100% until closer to it. Because, you know, the support here, the join button down below, Patreon, those are monthly subscriptions. People cancel all the time. New people come in, you know, people super chat, people get happy we play a certain game and might donate more. It's all unpredictable. Nothing is like consistent. So we just make sure we book refundable hotel.
Yep.
And if we have to back out, it doesn't make sense to spend money that way. And it makes more sense to maybe save it up for a better camera, a mic system, a new computer, you know, a monitor or something, a Kickstarter game. I don't know, stuff like that. It makes sense. So anyways, thank you. Thank you to those that support the channel. Much appreciated.
Yeah, we can do this without you. Thank you.
And thanks for sharing the videos, liking the videos, watching the videos. All helps the channel grow and build the community. Much appreciated. All right. What is Gen Con?
Which is the question, because someone was asking, Steve George is saying, where is Gen Con? So there is people that know nothing about Gen Con.
Yeah, so let's talk about Gen Con. Let's just get that out of the way. What is Gen Con? Because every time I'm assuming people know by now if you watch the channel, but we get new people watching the channel every single day. Right. So it's like I can't assume. But I'm going to look at the poll quickly and see some results before. I'm not going to close it yet because people are going to be tuning into the stream during it. And I'll end the poll like later. But it seems like right now 55% are interested but haven't gone.
Okay.
21% might go this year, never been. 13 have been many times, and 11% said yes, they've been once.
Okay.
So a lot more people have never been.
And are interested-ish or might go. Okay. Okay.
So the majority of people watching have never been.
Okay, so we'll keep that in mind when.
But a lot of them are interested. Like a lot. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Thank you for voting. Keep voting. We'll look back into that in a bit. I'm not going to close it yet. Because, yeah, people keep showing up. Janet, thank you so much for the super chat. Janet says, for the Gen Con 2023 fund.
Janet, thank you, thank you.
So now we have 2 lunches we can eat during the convention.
Yes.
We much appreciate that.
Thank you, Janet.
And
thank you.
Yes, yes, yes. That'll definitely buy 2 street meats and half a plate of mall Chinese. No, I'm just joking.
No, we can discuss in a future stream what we do for food when we're there, because
closer to the con. That'll be in stream 3.
Yeah, that's another place that we definitely save money.
Yeah, that'll be in stream 3. Yeah, we're frugal as heck when we go there. Board games are the priority.
Yep.
You know, not hotel.
And not food.
Not travel. Like, we're not taking limos. We're not flying private jets. Like, no. Anywhere we can scrounge money back, we put it into possible the board game budget, the component budget, the accessory budget, not the food budget. Like, we don't go out for dinners there on purpose. We try to avoid doing that when we can. Yeah, don't go too crazy. It's just food. In the end, we can bring back a board game and some awesome memories. But like, do I remember what I ate there? No. Does it matter? No. On the times I've gone out for dinners, it's like, yeah, if we're with other people, I remember those experiences.
Yeah, because then it's an experience.
But I have those same experiences if we just like hang around the food trucks and get some food, or, we're cracking our granola bars while we're sitting hanging out, whatever. It's still the same. I still have fun hanging out with people. It doesn't matter the price of the food, but at least I bring back memories. And if I spend that money instead on a board game, then it's like, I value that stuff. But again, North America, food culture is the thing. So some people go for the restaurants.
Definitely.
Like, that's part of their routine and their rituals, their traditions.
And the social aspect of it, of getting together with a group of friends and having a drink and playing a game or having a nice meal. Yeah.
Yeah. We're just not, like, I'm trying to let you guys know like where we're coming from. We come at it from a different point that some of you guys might not.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's just how we do it. But yeah.
Okay. What is Gen Con?
Yeah, what is Gen Con?
What is it?
All right, I'll show you the best way to find out if you're watching this and you want just to know straight from the horse's mouth. But if you go to gencon.com, which I'm on right here on the screen, okay, links for useful stuff are down in the video description. Expand it. I have a bunch of links we were talking about last year, ones that are relevant this year and stuff. But go to gencon.com. It's a hybrid convention still, based on COVID in 2020. They tried Gen Con online, which was digital only, but they still do it. They still do the hybrid thing. So there's some publishers who don't want to travel Gen Con, some people who can't travel. You could still sign up for Gen Con online, still attend. You can still watch things that are live streamed from there. You can still join in events that might have a live streaming component and still people who are local. You might be able to play some online board game tournaments and events that are run digitally during Gen Con. That's a thing. It's still a thing. But we're interested in Gen Con Indy. Jackpot, man. Thank you for the super chat. For the border bribes.
Yeah, we can't talk about that.
Shh. That's how they let us into the U.S. from Canada, is we bribe them at the border. It's the way we have to do. Especially coming back with board games like in the trunk, in the seat, on the roof, hanging off the bumper. We hide them up underneath the very nice board games. We like have a spot where we hide them within the car, you know, like we're smuggling drugs. So it does help bribing the border guards on the way back.
The other thing is, luckily, they don't know how much they actually cost.
Yeah.
People think board games cost like $20.
Yeah.
We won't tell them any different.
Yeah. They think it's like Monopoly and stuff. It's all like cheap board games, but no. All right, so we're caring about Gen Con Indy. That means in person. It's in Indianapolis, Indiana, in the U.S., the crossroads of America, centralized-ish U.S. location. Lots of highways coming in from all directions. Major international airport there. Shuttles right downtown to where the convention center is. Hotels everywhere. A big enough city that can actually handle the crowds and the amount of people. So we're going to Gen Con Indy. And where you want to go is the FAQ. Okay, start here. What is Gen Con? Okay, so this is like their little Zendesk, you know, informational Wikipedia kind of thing. So it was founded in 1968. This convention's been around for a long time. Bob, thank you again for another super chat.
Bob, thank you.
For Mel to buy some treats at Gen Con. With love. Rob, you get nothing because you're always horrible to me. Suck it up, big boy. No
Bob,
problem.
Thank you. I will definitely buy a wine with that. Thank you. At the garden, the beer garden.
Nice.
Thank you, Bob.
Nice. Bob just bought Mel an adult beverage at the beer tapping Wednesday night pre-Gen Con, music, hanging outside on the street, vendors, everything's fun times.
Bob, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Much appreciated. That's a tradition for us, going to the beer tapping.
Love it.
We'll talk about more of that stuff closer to event time. But anyways, 1968, this convention's been going on for. It was originally started as a D&D convention. Gary Gygax was part of it. Gen Con is the largest annual event dedicated to tabletop gaming and culture in North America. Each year, gamers and fans converge in Indianapolis, in Indiana, to share their love for all things gaming, from tournaments to guest appearances, exhibit hall booths to electronic games. Forgot about that part. There is video game stuff happening there. There are rooms dedicated to old arcades, LAN gaming for PCs, arcade machines all over the place outside of those rooms. Lots of video game stuff too. There's even movies and things there too. People go watch movies there in certain rooms all night. Also, there's True Dungeon people. If you don't know what True Dungeon is, go look that up. It's crazy. It's like escape room mixed with like I don't know, real life like RPGing kind of thing. But they got workshops, seminars, anime, art shows. Oh yeah, there's Artist Alley.
Oh yeah.
There's a whole bunch of people there, like authors, artists that do like the art on games we play, art in card games we play. Those artists are there sometimes signing things, selling their art prints and stuff.
Well, one of the Matthews that was in our chat yesterday, was it?
Yeah.
Yesterday said that they sometimes have a booth or a space in the Artist Alley.
Yeah, so we'll have to go see Matthew.
So that's awesome to know.
They have auctions, countless other activities. In 2019, this was pre-COVID.
We went to this one.
Yep. Nearly 70,000 attendees and over 520 exhibitors made Gen Con their gaming destination. Okay, so it's a big deal.
Yep.
Anyone who lives in Europe and has been to Essen Spiel or whatever it's called, this is on par with that. Okay, they sometimes count their numbers different. One of them, I think, counts turnstile numbers. So literally every time a person leaves and comes back in, they count that. That's Essen, I think. So it's kind of like cheating. But unique attendees, it's around the same size. Okay, might be different now with COVID restrictions. If one place asks you to wear masks and the other one doesn't care, like obviously that will affect numbers and stuff. Where some people might want to go and some people might not want to go based on health policies. We'll talk about those health and safety policies. But yeah, if you've been to Essen Spiel, think of that. Multiple rooms, giant convention centers, hotels connected that are running events and rooms and conferences and stuff. It's like the whole city changes. The restaurants start selling food and they change their menus and their signs and their decor, all related to gaming. Certain publishers will sponsor a restaurant and get their ad stuff all over the place, all over the menu board, change the drink names, the sandwich names, the entree names to be all related to like gaming IPs and stuff. It's really cool. You feel really welcome there. They really welcome the Gen Con. It raises more money for the city, I think, than the Indy 500 or something like that was said in the past. I don't know if that's still a thing, but the Indy 500 goes there. Obviously, it's huge. If you're into racing, motorsport racing, you know about the Indy 500. This blows that away. Like, they really love that Gen Con comes there and raises tons of money for the local economy. It's a big deal. But that's Gen Con. What is Gen Con to us? Let's see. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you could do this too. There is other things here. When is Gen Con? That's important.
Oh, that's important. People might want to know when it is.
So they've even locked it in a contract with the city. So the city will get hotels built, will improve the convention center in past years. They even let them use the Indianapolis Colts football stadium next door as full gaming space because it needs it. The city will accommodate Gen Con and do whatever it wants to like make sure they stay there and lock them in for years to come. This is a big deal. Lots of money on the table. So this year it's August 3rd to 6th. Next year, if you want to start planning, August 1st to 4th. The following year, you know, if you 2026, what are you doing then? If you want to lock it in now, go book your hotel for 2026. You can do that. That's the thing. These upcoming shows are scheduled to happen in Indianapolis, Indiana Convention Center, the Lucas Oil Stadium, and numerous participating hotels. Okay, where is it? We already mentioned that. We got a couple lines here. Gen Con has been held at the Indiana Convention Center since 2023. We also use the Lucas Oil Stadium, outdoor areas on Georgia Street, and many nearby hotels. Okay, it takes up like the whole downtown city.
Yeah, it's amazing to see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even in the mall, they've done stuff before. They've had like stores in the local mall that's attached via skywalks. There'll be like publishers who rent out like mall store spaces to like sell their wares, board game tables and stuff. During that, they run sales at the stores there for the Gen Con fans and things, which is neat. What do I need to attend the convention? Well, you need a badge. Okay, we'll talk about why you might want to attend, why you might not want to attend. We'll address that stuff. But you can read all this stuff here. Again, go to gencon.com, click on FAQ, and when you go to FAQ, you got start here. You can read about attending the convention. If you want to run an event there, you can read about that. If you want to be an exhibitor there, a publisher, read about that, how to apply for that stuff. Streaming and community, you want to be in their Discord, watch their live streams. Where do you find those things? Pop-up Gen Con, which is a thing that happens at stores around the same time as Gen Con. I don't know if they still do that, but there are some stores around North America, well, around the world actually. There's some in the UK that were doing it. They partner with Gen Con and they get a bunch of the hot games and they get badges and they run little events and give away swag and stuff like that. Swag. Yeah, there's such thing as pop-up Gen Con. I don't know how well that was received, and it's not really the coolest thing from what I've read and heard. And
I thought someone last year when we were doing our recap mentioned that they had gone to a pop-up Gen Con.
But it's a thing.
Yeah, it's a thing.
It's a thing.
Maybe
Good to
in
get
your
the
area.
awareness. Yeah. So you might be able to go to your local game stores holding a pop-up Gen Con, and you go there during Gen Con if you can't make it to real Gen Con. You go there and you might be able to demo and buy some of the games that are releasing early at Gen Con.
Or you might be able to meet some people that also are interested in similar games that you are.
Maybe.
Might.
But yeah, no questions. 20, no questions yet. We'll open it up to Q&A.
Oh yeah, people may be just rolling in.
Yeah, if you're just rolling in, we'll open it up to Q&A after we're done describing just a few things we want to describe, which could take about 6 hours. Is what is Gen Con? Badges, which are important right now, and hotels. That's really all you need to care about right now. We'll go over that stuff. And then in the next stream, we'll do closer to event time. We'll talk about events. And in the next stream after that, closer to the con, we'll talk about what's happening at the con, what games are at the con, publishers, planning the con, getting there, what you're going to do at the con, all that kind of stuff. But right now, all you need to think about is, do I want to go? Do I need a badge? What do I need to know about hotels right now? Maybe some parking we'll mention if you want to buy a parking pass now before some of them go away. But there's still ways to park. Don't feel pressured. But sometimes it's more expensive and takes a little digging and hunting to find good parking. And yeah, that's we'll talk about that stuff. So, and then we'll open up to Q&A. We'll answer anything you guys need to know. And we'll keep it all like organized near the end. So stay tuned for that. All right. But what's Gen Con to us, just for fun? Here's our little, I just grabbed some pictures that we had last year that we talked about a little bit from past Gen Cons. I'll kind of describe a few. We have like thousands of pictures over the years. So I grabbed these last year. I remember going through them, but I didn't want to go through them again today because it's not really that relevant. But here's last year's Gen Con. Here's some of the fans of the channel. We got Gary. Is it Gary?
Mm-hmm.
Gary, Janet, is it right? Ever since Mel said the wrong name, I'm now super afraid to say the wrong name.
I think it's Gary.
And then Gary's better half, Janet. And then we got Stacy, Kanjay, Mel, and I can't read his badge. It's on backwards. But I think that guy's name was Rob. I don't know. Anyways, here's these shenanigans. These guys are all part of our producers. And we basically organized what we do here is we have a private Discord. If you're a producer through YouTube or Patreon and you connect that account to Discord, you will be automatically pulled into our Discord with the other producers and you can chat while we're not streaming, send us messages, whatever. We share pictures in there, general chat, board gaming or not. But what we did last year, instead of just blasting out, trying to find a way publicly to tell everyone, you know, where we are and whatever, I want to keep it intimate. This is the type of person I am. I'm a little introverted. So I liked a nice, safe, secure way where the people who support the channel, once I found out they were going, I add them into a private channel or Discord that we could stay in touch during the convention. So if Kanjay, for example, saw a cool game that he knew Mel would like, you know, and Mel maybe walked past it and missed it at the convention, you know, Kanjay could share it. Kanjay could share what games he bought. You know, Janet could say, I've reserved a table in the gaming area. If you guys want to come and play a game with us, we could do that. Okay. If we want to go grab food all together, you know, we could do that. Or if, you know, somebody was making a run games back to the car or something, you know, we could connect with each other quickly or whatever it was, right? Mm-hmm. You know, or someone was running late for something, or, you know, you just want to share anything. Even Janet started sharing pictures of her road trip down, and like, she was doing it right. It was cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have this little private, so this was the group that was in that private chat. So we stayed in contact the whole time. It was like our Gen Con 2022 family. Awesome time. We talked about this last year on stream. If you want to hear more about our adventures, go back to last year. A bunch of, go in the video section, the live section, probably just search Gen Con 2022 Rob's Gaming Table on Google or YouTube, and you'll find that stuff. But yeah, it was a blast. Thank you guys. It was awesome. The first year of Gen Con. This is my first year of Gen Con 2013. There's me on the left. There's another awesome Canadian, Rodney Smith, who helped me learn some games back in the day. And there's Shamar, who you may have seen on a few playthroughs of the channel over the last couple of years. He's there from the start. This was first Gen Con. We went there to play Game of Thrones, the living card game, in a tournament, but also to check out games. We saw videos. You know, we wanted to see the new cool stuff, want to be part of it. We just got into the hobby like probably 6 to 8 months before this. And like, when I get into a hobby, I don't go light. I dive deep in the rabbit hole. So instantly I needed more than my local game store. I needed more than the games that were available to me. I needed to see more. I needed to see where this could go. I needed to see where I could play my game that was just more challenging, and taking it to a national tournament, you know, you could go there and do that, you know. But we were just walking to an event and we bumped into Rodney Smith. Super friendly dude, obviously. He's a fellow Canadian. So, you know, we told him we would be his bodyguards. If any trouble happened, you know, we'd cover him. But yeah, he stopped. Super nice. But he was rushing to somewhere.
You guys all have the same shorts on, just a different variation of color.
That was, you know, that's how you know we're all cool, right? Great minds, you know. But anyways, I don't know what this one is, but this is the balloon.
Oh, this is 2019, I think.
Whatever. This is a balloon sculpture thing. They were doing a Game of Thrones kind of thing, so I sat on the little balloon. There's like a balloon sculpture there who raises the money for charity, spends the whole 4 days building balloon sculptures, and then kids get to donate money, or parents donate money or whatever, to have their kids all like attack it, pop it, stab it, and destroy it on the last day of the con for raising money for charity. It's awesome. There's one of the beers. They do a themed beer with the local brewery. The fans get to vote on it, so they get different names and flavors and whatever, but you can go on Wednesday night before the con, go to the beer garden. They do they start selling it there for the first time, and I think it's limited quantities. People collect the cans and stuff, but there's just me one year having a great time drinking beer before the craziness of the con, before I'm completely exhausted and destroyed.
Oh yeah, I
still have a smile on my face. The bathrooms are still clean at that point, so look, I'm very positive and happy. This one. Oh,
wow.
Here is Game of Thrones 2nd edition that came out early at Gen Con. There is Team Rob's Gaming Table practicing the night before the tournament. Our first time getting hands on production cards. So we were practicing. You got Justin, Kyle, Shamar, and Mel in the back. You know, they're playing, recording games with the brand new cards. You know, we're meeting people, we're practicing. I met people, I remember that night practicing, we met people from like China, Japan and stuff who came for the tournament. Mm-hmm. Super friendly people, watch the channel, and we're like, you know, we used to cover these tournaments and things. It's a great time, great time. But we're like practicing all night with our new cards we just got that day. Serious stuff, super serious. It's all business. There's one of the halls, one of the many halls of the convention center. This is outside the exhibit hall, which opens at 10 a.m. every day, where the new promos, game releases, early copies, limited editions, leftover Kickstarter copies are all inside that hall to the left. This is one of like 5 entrances. This is just probably I would say like 50-ish% of the people who will be rushing into the hall, because there's doors around the corner, there's doors around the other corner. But this is just a sea of people waiting to rush in on one of the days. I don't even think this is opening day, but every morning people start gathering, starting at like 7, 8 o'clock in the morning, ready for that 10 a.m. opening. And then they all walk very fast to their booth to get in line to try to grab stuff they're missing out and buy the new hotness, the FOMO, all of it's there. It's crazy. But that's just a sea of people.
I'll never forget standing in that sea of people the very first time.
Yeah. If you want to see videos of this, just look up at the Gen Con Rush on YouTube. You'll see videos of people filming from up above. There's a whole balcony up there with like probably thousands of people standing up there who are afraid of the crowd, but there's people who film it all rushing in. You can see that in motion. There's Card Holla. So people bring their old CCGs, their leftover cards, you know, their games they got out of, their expansions that they bought 2 of by accident, stuff like that. People just bring their cards and dump the boxes here at the start of the con. And during the con, people come in and just kill time by like building buildings and towers and castles and working together with strangers to build up this huge thing, this huge city of cards called Card Holla. And it's fun to watch it go from nothing the day or 2 before the con to like the end of the con. It's like this giant city. And they also raise charity, and people throw like money, coins to break it all down. It's a spectacle to watch that. It's crazy how excited people get. And then they collect all that money for charity after. And they do it like different charities every year. You can find that on the website, what they do. Yeah, the running of the nerds. Yes, for sure. That's what it is. That's what it is. And then there's me. My favorite board game, Game of Thrones, a card game, or Game of Thrones, a board game, 2nd edition, the game that pulled me into this beautiful hobby. There I am. This is like, there's some people who like go meet a celebrity, in their favorite movie or their favorite author or whatever. Going to see the designers and publishers of my like favorite board game, of one of my favorite IPs, to be standing at their booth in a line, and this big mural there of like one of my favorite artworks. Yeah, I was like, this is awesome. So Mel grabbed a snap of that. There I am, like, yeah, look at this. I'm here. And you're like waiting in a line just to get in Fantasy Flight Games booth to like buy official stuff. And yeah, it was neat. I'm a fanboy of them, obviously, especially back then. But yeah. That's just Gen Con to us. That's just the snapshot of things in the past. Yeah, there's like, we've been going for years, having a blast. Yeah, now it's more work-ish. It's not going as like so much of a fan to buy things like that. It's more of like what do I want to play on the channel? What publishers do we need to meet up with? We maybe book meetings with publishers to try games. You saw us stream some of those last year, trying like War of the Ring, the card game, or Hoplomachus early behind closed doors and stuff. It was fun to do that kind of thing. We meet up with fans of the channel, but we're usually like going there with like very focused, like work-minded, like how can we better the channel? We're spending funds from you who support the channel to go. So we try to think like how best can we, improve and grow the channel doing that. So that's how we kind of approach it. So we take it kind of serious, but I still have fun. There's still times where I'm like, okay, let's just go wander around and kind of relax and, check out some things. Maybe we'll find some crazy game, or somebody will tell us about something that we're like, we didn't even see that. We didn't even know that was there. The dealer hall is so big. But yeah, that's Gen Con. I don't know what else I can say about Gen Con, but we can answer questions later about it. The next thing is, the first tip. Here's the first tip. I whizzed right by this. No, I didn't. It's next thing on my list. Here's what you need to do. If you're interested in Gen Con at all, anytime in the future, if it's this year, in the future, you just want to know more about Gen Con, I will tell you the best way for info. I have a few links down in the video description for like Reddit groups and Facebook groups and stuff, but that's fans. And they have good info. But if you want info directly from Gen Con, this is the way I get reminded about when the con's coming, when dates are happening. What you want to do I'm going to go back to gencon.com. Okay. Or not. Gencon.om. No, it's not the Cookie Monster version. Nom nom nom. Gencon.com. Okay, here's what you're gonna do. Go to the website, scroll all the way down. Okay. Sign up for their email. Okay. Sign up for their email. Put your email in there and subscribe. Okay. You can follow them on YouTube and Instagram and all that stuff. Get in the Discord. That's another way too. There's lots of ways right down here. But the best way, I just like having it in my email. And when I see they send an email like once a month, they start sending them like once a day when it's like right close to the con.
Oh yeah.
But I love when I get my email about like badges that are about to go on sale and I go, oh crap, it's January already. Like I'll forget if I didn't get these emails. I would totally get like miss some of the stuff. And I have some emails here, just for example. I open them here. So here's one they sent like a couple weeks ago or whatever. Badges went on sale. Okay, they send these emails to you. 4-day and single day badges now on sale. Gate 10 parking, if you're interested in that, they're available. Like this is a good info. Like you need to know about this stuff. This is how people find out the information early. Follow the email. Get the emails. Make sure they don't go to your spam. Boom, there's links in here. Health and safety. You want to be updated on what their policies are going to be. They're all right here. Okay, right here. Let's touch on this right now.
Yeah.
The health and safety of Gen Con participants remains a top priority. Gen Con will continue to monitor the guidance of the Marion County Department of Public Health and the CDC regarding appropriate safety measures as the convention date nears. As of January 2023, Gen Con will not require proof of vaccination, which they did last year, or masks, which they did last year at the 2023 convention. While continuously monitoring the situation, organizers will reserve the right to change the policy if conditions warrant at any time, including up to the start date of the convention. Participants are strongly encouraged to wear masks and stay up to date with their vaccinations, which we will do the vaccination thing. I don't know about wearing a mask this time. I'm not sure. I'm not sure. If I start feeling sick, of course I'll put on a mask. Yeah. Don't want to spread that to anyone else? No problem. It is a good way to avoid con crud. I know some people got sick last year that wore masks pretty much the whole time.
Yeah.
But all it takes is talking face to face with one person not wearing a mask, you're not wearing a mask, to spread con crud, COVID, a cold, whatever. But Mel and I walked away last year feeling amazing.
Yeah, we didn't get sick at all.
But normally you feel a little bummed when you get back the day after because you're either exhausted, and when you're exhausted, your immune system wears down. And then we always catch something. We get a little con crud, a little cold, you just get, there's so many germs and people all crowded in tight spaces. People exhausted, everyone's immune systems are dropping because they're not eating right, resting right, all that stuff. So it's just a place you come back, you'll feel sick for a few days. It just happens. It just happens. So many times that's just part of my week back at work after was like just feeling like crap at my desk. Like not totally like wiped out, but just feeling like not 100%, you know?
Yeah, it takes a little bit to recover.
Yeah.
And I know that because of the vaccination requirement and the mask requirement, a couple people were mentioning that's why they weren't going last year. Yeah. So I think them lifting these requirements right now, we may see a higher attendance.
Yeah. But there are people I know who don't want to go because of this.
True. It could be the opposite. They don't feel safe.
Yeah, it's a two-sided like kind of thing. It's like there's two sides to the debate, and it affects both sides no matter what decision they make. Yeah. So it's whatever. They've announced that at least they're going to keep us up to date. Last time when they changed it, they at least allowed refunds up to a certain date. But then after a certain date, you were locked in. You could usually carry it forward. They usually are, at Gen Con is pretty good at letting you carry things forward. If there's an issue, you don't just lose your money. But I can't speak for them. So I don't know if that's the case. But yeah, just at your own risk. Usually they'll let you refund. Everything's all good, but read their policies. That's on you, not me. Okay. And you can join the Discord. Okay. So this is just one of the emails you'll get. Good info in there. Sometimes it's full of advertising. Sometimes they're just trying to sell you their sweaters, and a publisher is paid to be in the email, and it's kind of a useless email. But these ones that come in, there's a handful a year that come in to remind you events are coming up. Hotels are about to be booked. Get in there. Here's the most recent one. Gen Con badges are now on sale. How to buy your badge. More about parking passes. Is this the same one? No, this is different. See?
This is different, yeah.
Oh, here's a purchased ad that you can shop here and get a discount. Okay, more about the health and safety. They're just reminding everyone, hey, if you missed the last email, here's the updated stuff. Coming up, badge registration. Hotel registration, February 12th. Okay, important date. Online Gen Con online only badge registration isn't until May. And then Gen Con Indy is happening August 3rd to 6th. So If you're just bad with keeping track of things, man, just open up your email, find the last Gen Con email. It'll have the info in there for you. And the next one will have it too. So that's my tip on the best way to get info and stay up to date if you're interested on the con and see what's going on, to stay, because again, I'm not going to make a new stream every time they change the health and safety. So this info could be totally what I just read is like out of date tomorrow. Like, I don't know. So just follow the email. All right.
Yeah, I think that's a good tip.
Yeah, that's my tip. That's how I stay up to date and know what's going on usually. All right. Badges. Okay, badges. Important thing to talk about right now. They went on sale. Don't feel pressure to get the badge right now, unless you need a badge to get into their hotel booking system, which we'll address. Or you just want to lock it in and you don't want to set it. You want to set it and forget it. But badges have only sold out once in the past. During the 50th celebration in 2017, they had so many people book that place up that they were running out of like 4-day badges, single-day badges, all the different badges, okay? And here's the different badges for this year. They have a 4-day badge. So if you want to go for all the 4 main days, $135 US. If you just want to go on a Thursday or Friday, yeah, you might actually get some of the rarest games, but it's the less attended days usually. Sunday's a little less attended, I think, too. Sunday only costs you 17. Okay, Sunday's like not a full day. The con ends at 4 p.m. It doesn't go on all night. They boot you all out. It is also a family day. So there's lots of families around. It's a little more chill. Still busy though. But yeah, people are usually pretty dead by then and just taking flights home and drives home and stuff.
Yeah, some people don't even go to the con.
Yeah,
that
we've
day.
done that one
We've
year
done
where
that
we just
before.
didn't go down. We're like, yeah, we did everything we need to do. Let's just start our drive home in the morning instead of going to the con. There's a trade day that happens. I don't know much about it. You can research it. Go to that FAQ link. Read all about trade day. Because there's so few people that go to that. It's like certain industries, like teachers and publishers and things go to it. It's like basically, I believe, if I remember correctly, it's just like kind of like lots of seminars and things. But it doesn't, like, I think I have access to it as press, but I just don't care. I have other things I do that day. I don't care about the trade day part of it. But if you're interested in what that is, go read into that. I don't care. But yeah. And you can get a child wristband for nothing. That's behind Mel's head.
Oh,
Let me
sorry.
see if I can. No.
Okay.
I can like shrink and.
Oh, it is nothing.
Yeah.
But it's probably a certain age. It's nothing.
Yeah. So there's the badges. There's all different type of badges. Some people just go for the weekend and buy a Saturday and Sunday badge. That's a thing. Some people work in the area and they just go for Saturday only. A lot of locals just go there on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
It's a thing. Okay.
Or maybe a family just goes on the Sunday.
Yep, that's
together.
the thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing. They used to have a family day thing for a family of 4.
Oh yeah, there was a
but I don't.
package.
Yeah, I don't see that here. So I don't know. This is what they're doing this year. This is what I found. I screen grabbed it yesterday. But yeah, just so you know. Just so you know. But badges went on sale. And here's the thing. When they start to sell out, let's say Saturday badges, they only have so many they're allowed to have. They have to stay within a fire code estimate kind of thing. They have limits that they know of based on the amount of properties they have and what the city will let them do and the fire marshal and all that stuff. Fire marshal is there wandering around, making sure not too many people are in certain areas and lining up at booths and stuff like that, blocking exit ways and things. But they will, in the email, they will announce, and on their social medias, they will announce when like Saturday badges are almost sold out. They will let you know. If you're paying attention to your email or you're following them on Twitter or whatever, you're in their Discord, you will know. If you're paying attention, you will know if 4-day badges are almost sold out. And you'll probably have like within 24 hours to get one or they're going to be gone kind of thing. Okay. But I've only saw that 1 year.
Yeah.
I think another year they were saying they were getting close.
But then it didn't actually. I think it was the 2019 one.
Yeah, maybe the 2019. But
yeah.
But for sure, 2017, the 50th anniversary, it was so attended that they were like not even selling them to people like on site and stuff. So people in the past, almost every year, you could wait till last minute and just show up on Saturday, buy a badge at the badge, the ticket booth or whatever, and then just walk around the con all day. But sometimes they're like, sorry, Saturday's sold out. That happens. Sometimes Saturday completely sells out and you can't even go there on Saturday morning and buy a badge. Like you'll just be turned away. That has happened. So just pay attention, sign up to that email, follow them on Facebook, Twitter, whatever. They'll announce that stuff. It's a possibility, but do not feel like because we're doing the stream now, you have to buy a badge. Unless you need to get into hotel booking, which is happening in 7 days. Okay.
Yes. Next Sunday.
So if I go back to gencon.com, I go to Gen Con Indy. Okay. Hotel information. Maybe I'll go here under attendee info. Okay. You can see a list of hotels, and here's how it works, okay? I've never booked a hotel through here. I've looked at it almost every year I've gone, but I've never ended up booking a hotel. We drive in, so I have my car with me. I have a little more flexibility. I'm willing to stay a little bit further away if I need to, okay, if I want to. If I want to save a little money, I can stay at a cheaper hotel because it's not in the main city. But there's easy highways usually, unless there's construction, that you can just drive from a neighboring thing, 20, 30-minute drive in the morning if you want. Not most fun. Obviously, that's cutting out of my time of sleeping or at the convention, or eating and that kind of thing. So it's like I always feel a little more rushed when I do that. I always one year want to stay at a downtown hotel, so I'm literally like a skywalk away.
Oh my gosh, we would love to do that.
But
one
they're
time.
very pricey, and then I'm cutting into the budget of gaming, you know, things I could spend it on. Like I could buy another camera for the channel or something. So like I just have other priorities that the bed I sleep on is the least important thing to me at a convention. That's not what I remember. That doesn't matter. I walk around so much, I get so exhausted there that I could sleep on a park bench and probably still have the best sleep ever. It doesn't matter.
Right.
And you're at your hotel so little, at least we are. Like we're out in the evening, we're at the gaming hall, we're out eating, we're like playing games, we're like editing, whatever.
Last year we were even streaming in the evening.
Streaming, yeah.
From the convention.
We're trying to find food, you know, whatever. That we're barely at our hotel.
And we wake up and you're up so early in the morning to be back at the convention so early.
It depends, but yeah, it depends what you got going on. Sometimes you have an 8 a.m. tournament to be filming. Sure. So I like to get there for 7:30 to set up the stream and filming it and stuff. So it's like, yeah, we got to get up early, drive in, find parking, walk to the convention, get to the gaming area, sign in, set up the stream, blah, blah, blah. Things like that have happened in the past. So yes, we've had some very early mornings. So again, if I'm only in my bed for like 5-6 hours a night or less, does it really matter which bed it is? I don't know. That's the way I look at it. But for those who need a nice hotel, some of these are not the best hotels either. As Gen Con's gone on, they have this partnership. So how they work with the city, they also have a whole group of people at Gen Con that work with the hotels in the area. And they partner with these hotels to reserve blocks. Okay, this happens at any convention, a work convention, all this kind of stuff. You've been to any of those in the past?
Weddings even do it.
Weddings, yes. You can reserve blocks of the hotel you're having your wedding at or nearby, and they'll give you like a discount rate because you're booking so many rooms to your party, right?
Yep.
That's what this is. Okay. Gen Con partners with all these major hotels, and even now some hotels outside of the city too. They partner with them, try to get discount rates, and do it through their system. The only problem is, I told you, there's 60,000 people who are going. Not all those people buy their badge now. Not all those people book hotels through here. Some of those people are local and don't need a hotel, right? Some people do Airbnbs and things, right?
Right.
But here, this system, they're showing off now to get an idea of what you might want to get. But it is a lottery system. And if you have a badge on the 12th, the hotel thing opens, I think, at noon on February 12th. It's a Sunday, just like badge registration opens on a Sunday, just like event registration opens on a Sunday at noon. And it's a mad dash, just like the event system. The hotel system's kind of a mad dash. And people were crashing the system, trying to book hotels, holding hotels in their cart, booking extra hotels. People couldn't get them. It was a mess. Now they do it via lottery. So you will get a random time during the afternoon on Sunday, where after that time you're allowed in the system. So if you're lucky, you might be in there at 12:01. You have a few minutes to rush through there, grab the hotel you want. That's why the list is here already. So you can start marking the ones you're interested in. You can research them, read reviews, check the distance. Is it downtown? What's their parking rates? Do they have Wi-Fi, free Wi-Fi? Who knows? Or is it near my favorite restaurant? Are my friends staying nearby there? Blah, blah, blah. Do your research beforehand, okay? Don't wait till the 12th to start thinking about it in the afternoon. You need to know. And then you will get a random email that just comes saying your number, whatever, whatever, or you can start getting in there on a certain time. Once you're allowed in, you get to go in the system. Just like buying a badge, you're in the system, you're browsing the hotels, you're adding to carts. They're in your cart for so long. You can then book them. They take them out of the system. There are people who book extra hotels, and if friends don't go, they cancel them later. So you could still go back in May, June, July, August, and still book a hotel through here of what's left. And some people will cancel and hotels will go back into the system. So you might end up finding a room at a hotel you wanted. You might not. But that's how this works. The hotel lottery, people call it. It's like kind of a crap show. In past years, people always bitch and complain about it. I don't know if they've got it down to like where people are happy. I'm not sure, because I don't book through here. We usually book our hotel in advance. I don't usually stay downtown. Again, we come with a car. I just need to find parking down there. And then I stay at a hotel that's within 15 to a half hour away, hopefully closer. Sometimes I'm 10 minutes away, which is not bad at all.
Nice.
And we try different hotels. We're always interested in trying new hotels, different hotels. We just need good Wi-Fi. That's all I really care about. So I could, like, if I want to edit and upload a video, I can. If I want to live stream from my room, I can. That's all I really care about. But Gen Con actually had good Wi-Fi last year, so I could have done all that stuff at the con, which we did. So I didn't need it as much in my hotel, but it was still important. But yeah, so this is important to you. If this is important to you, if you like to book your hotel through Gen Con, you want to get a nice downtown hotel, because if you go look at the prices, so, you know, go find the Residence Inn by Marriott downtown on the canal, whatever this is. I don't know what the prices will be if you book through the hotel. They'll probably be higher than this. So supposedly you should be getting a discount going through here. Supposedly, I don't know. But be careful booking your hotel outside of Gen Con, because these hotels all know Gen Con is happening. It's been happening there for a couple decades now. They also have Gen Con working with them, so they know Gen Con is there. They are going to raise rates during that time. That is a thing. Any city that knows an event's happening, a concert's happening, they jack rates. It's a thing.
It's a thing, yeah.
Okay? But Gen Con has partnered with them to say, hey, we're running events in your hotel. We're bringing tons of money to the city. We're bringing tons of money to your hotel. You give us a few floors of rooms and give us a better rate and let us run it through our system. And, you know, we'll keep business coming to your hotel, you know? So that's the thing. But this is important. So if you're interested in, if you fly in, and there's airports that are by the airport that have a shuttle. There's a shuttle from the airport. The airport gets all decorated up for Gen Con. There's signs everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
Welcome
That's
gamers.
cool.
Yeah, if you fly in during Gen Con, the whole city, like, there's signs. They change the signs on the streets. Welcome gamers. Welcome Gen Con.
It all transforms.
Yeah, so if you arrive to the airport, there's even reserved tables at the airport to play board games before and after your flights. If you're killing time. They literally have the dedicated board gaming area at the international airport in Indianapolis for Gen Con. Like that is, it's just awesome. It's just awesome. But yes, so if you're flying in, which we don't do obviously, you can find a hotel right by the airport. You can find a hotel downtown. There's shuttles. There's like Ubers and Lyfts and things, I think, all around down there. So you should be able to get back and forth from your hotel wherever it is. But do your own research. This is very subjective. And everyone has different needs, but I just want to, the most important thing to take away from this right now is it is February 5th, 2023 today. If you are going and you want to have the earliest pickings from here, there's a hotel you really want to get with your friends or your group, or you stayed at last time that you really want, and you want the best rate and you want to lock it in, get a badge for Gen Con, go buy your badge. You need a badge to do this. You need a badge to receive the email to get into the system, and then spend some time on here and do your research, okay? And that's important today. That's why we're doing this stream before August 3rd when Gen Con happens, is to tell you, you don't need to buy a badge yet. You can wait for event ticket time to see if there's anything even happening at Gen Con you care about. But don't be mad at me by that point if you're like, oh crap, there's no downtown hotels. This sucks. Every hotel is super expensive. This sucks. I warned you. That's what today's stream is for. Is not hurry up and buy a badge. It's asterisk, hurry up and buy a badge and do your research if you need to get a hotel through Gen Con. There still will be hotels left. I remember checking the last few Gen Cons we went to. I even checked this like days before, and there were still hotels in here. Mm-hmm. Just some of them were like further away and you need to take a cab, or some of them had like extra parking rates that were a little rip-off-ish. Some you had to pay for Wi-Fi and things. You can find all that info in here. You just got to do your research. And the cool part, it tells you if it's connected by a skywalk, if it's so many blocks away, you can just walk or take a car or whatever. But again, if you're staying 5 blocks away, just keep that in mind when you're buying a whole bunch of bags of heavy games, that you'll need to walk 5 blocks back or pay for a Uber or Lyft or whatever to get it back to your hotel throughout the day. You know what I mean? That kind of thing.
I would love to know if anybody has used this system and wants to let us know your thoughts or your experience, either in the comments or in the chat. Please let us know. I'd love to, because we don't use this. So other people may benefit from your information if you have any.
Just so you know, I see Sakabra, yes, as a Canadian, looking at $200, $300 US a night is insane. But let me tell you, we've been there and had friends who stayed close. So we've got to like go through the skywalks and see how close the hotels are. Everything in downtown Indianapolis is connected by a skywalk. So if you want to get to the mall, just walk through some skywalks. A lot of the parking garages are connected through a skywalk. So even though it's hot outside, you know, it might be raining outside, you know, it might be deathly heat outside. You know, and you're lugging board games and you're backpacking everything, computers, laptops, cameras, tripods, all that, you know, let's just say that's what you're carrying. You can go through skywalks sometime to get to the parking garage. You can go through skywalks to find food in the mall. You can walk through skywalks to get to neighboring hotels that have events going on. You can go through underground to get to Lucas Oil Stadium and stuff like that. Everything's connected. So the convenience of staying in like a beautiful 4-star downtown major US city hotel and being literally like connected via skywalk to your convention, never having to go outside to the elements, and easily being able to go nap, drop your games off, you know, quickly go have a shower and run back to your next event. That's priceless. Okay, that can be priceless for some people. So there's convenience there. Obviously, if you want to stay further away by the airport and take a shuttle down every day, yeah, you can stay at a cheaper hotel. Okay, there are cheaper rooms than 200, 300, but just click on some of these. They're going to be like major Hiltons, like downtown business suites, you know, celebrity suites there and all that kind of stuff. Whatever you call those, the top floor giant rooms,
Penthouse?
the VIG, you know, whatever, or VIP rooms. These are those kind of hotels, right? Downtown major cities.
Yeah.
That's what you're staying at. You're staying at one of those kind of hotels. So it's like super nice. They treat you very well. Some of them we've even seen leave like little welcome Gen Con attendee stuff on your bed and things like that to let you know.
And for some people, this is their vacation and they are fine to spend the money on a nice hotel that's very convenient. Others, it's not a priority.
Yeah, these are all just leading to like the generic website. But if you just go look up like the Courtyard by Marriott, you know, there's like events happening in there in these nice rooms too. Like going and playing board games in some of these like high-end hotels, it's like you feel pretty ballin'. Like I'm not playing in my basement anymore. It's like kind of cool. You know, I don't know. I don't know if this is like the good stuff, but yeah, maybe this is not the best example. But anyways, there's like downtown Indy in the background there. Like you're staying at some of these like nice hotels and stuff. I don't know. I'm not the best for it again. I've not really done it, but I've gone and gamed at and attended events and you know, seminars and stuff at these hotels during the con. It's cool. But yeah, so that's hotels. If you're booking a hotel outside of this, you can do that right now. We already booked ours that we're going to try this year.
Don't ask, we won't say.
Yeah, but we may cancel it. We may change it. Like last year, we had to change it. The Wi-Fi was a big lie. It wasn't even working. We were so pissed. We had to waste like a day transferring hotels. So upset.
It was completely terrible.
Yeah, that almost ruined my trip, but turned around. We actually got to the con and met some awesome people and got a better hotel.
Which is also crazy because we were literally at the convention and able to still book a different hotel. So there is hotels up until the day of. Just
and they weren't far away either.
Yeah.
So yeah, you can go browse your favorite hotel website. You know, if you have points through a hotel, go check the website, go check the rates, go check how they might have multiple hotels in Indianapolis. Okay, you can book all over the place. There's roads, highways coming in from everywhere. So yeah.
Oh, Spencer says that was in your top 5 things Rob didn't like about Gen Con.
Yeah.
So if you want to hear that experience.
Yeah, I have videos. Like I said, you want to hear about our experience last year, traveling there, after the fact, during our loot, our haul, our tips. Yeah, you can do that by doing this. Go to the Googles, Rob's gaming table. Okay, and then you click on this YouTube link. And the best way, there's videos like ones that we recorded. Here's some of our trip down there. Here's the things I liked and didn't like about it, just for fun. I just made these for fun. They're not like, these are more fun too, like, but we did live streams. So what you could do is,
more people cared what you did not like about Gen Con than what you did like about Gen Con.
Because people like the negatives. They want to see what's the hot take. Like, they're not about happiness. They want drama. So dumb.
That's so funny.
So dumb. Internet culture, man. You guys are crazy.
Well, we're just forwarding other people there as well.
But if you just search on the page in the little search thing here and type Gen Con. Whoa, they're live right now. Oh, that's weird.
Check it out.
But Gen Con 2022, there's a playlist where you can see all of our videos. I don't want to play it all. I just want to see it all. No, don't play. Don't play. Right here. Here's the playlist. So here's all the videos and live streams we did from Gen Con last year. And then you can see, like, if you want to know anything about how it went, go check that stuff out. You know, some of it's not relevant anymore, but it'll be similar to last year, I assume. Although there was the vaccine stuff and the mask stuff that is probably not going to be relevant this year.
Yeah.
It'll be higher attendance this year, probably. Obviously different games released. But yeah, we just did live streams like from the show. We did that whole discussion and Q&A. I think this is the pre one where we discussed
it was.
tips.
And
like
then
5 hours we talked about Gen Con.
Because we did all of this that we're doing.
Yeah.
These broken up videos that we plan to do this year, all in one.
We're trying to do it in separate streams this year, so it's not just too much information dumped at once that's irrelevant at the time. Again, future stream on event system time and future stream close to Gen Con time about what's actually happening on the show floor. But if you want that info, if you want to hear me ramble about what we do at Gen Con and that stuff, want to hear more about that, go check out that stream and these videos and things. Yeah. Yep. All right. Next. Just want to go over, there's one more thing. What was the one thing? I think
Is it this, right?
parking, maybe. I kind of touched on it. But parking, okay, there is there's a company that does parking events. Where is it? Right here. Nope, right here. I'm going to post this link in the chat if you guys want to open it and follow along, but I'll bring it up on screen here. This is Gate 10 parking. These are the guys that do parking for anything that happens downtown Indianapolis. There's a whole bunch of parking lots. They run shuttles back and forth to like Indianapolis Colts games and convention center stuff. But they have a whole thing here. You read at your own risk. We've never used Gate 10, but people swear by it and love it. If you ask about parking in any Gen Con Reddit or Facebook group or Discord or wherever, people always tell you, oh, I did Gate 10 and I had very minimal problems or no problems at all.
I think it's very convenient for people.
Yeah, it's nearby. You go park. There's someone always there watching the parking lot. And then they do a shuttle. So it's like a little bus stop kind of thing. And they'll drive people back and forth all day long, back and forth to the parking lot. So you don't really have to walk with your games too far. You can just wait and then get on a little shuttle. They'll drive you back to your car or the parking lot at least. But this is also could be time sensitive and important because they were saying that, see, there's low stock. If I click on this rate, Gen Con, this parking lot, so they have multiple parking lots, I think. They have a car, truck, SUV rate. But if you look here, if you want to stay for, oh, you can't see it. Yeah, it's not capturing the drop down. Anyways, it says the 6-day pass is out of stock. So if you want to stay for the whole 6 days, so it's a 4-day convention, but there is trade day that happens before. There's people who stay later. There's stuff that even people need to stay for 6 days who are exhibitors.
Oh, yes.
Because they have to set up their booth on like Tuesday or something.
And tear down.
And they have to tear down all Sunday night, right?
Yeah.
So there's people who need to stay there for 6+ days. They have a pass for that. Some people, like we would need one for 5 days because we go a day early at least.
Yeah.
Usually. But yeah. But 5 days is still not sold out. 4 days not sold out. And what's this other one? There is, oh, if you want to go for the NRA convention, no, never mind. Sorry, that's different live stream. Stay tuned. So they have 701 Kentucky Avenue lot. I don't know where these lots are. Do your own research, but just letting you know, they have 3 parking lots, it looks like. So if you want the 4-day rate at the other 2, they're only doing 4-day rates. They're $80 US. So we know Lucas Oil Stadium, we used to park there a lot. We park at different lots all the time. We try different things out. Different days even sometimes we'll go park at the Indianapolis or Lucas Oil Stadium. We'll park in that parking, which could be anywhere. We've seen it in some years. It's $10 for some reason, but now it's up to like 25 or 30 US dollars a day. So,
and depending on the day, I found too.
Yeah, depending on the day.
The whole week it fluctuated.
Sometimes there's a football game or something happening and they just close it. And one time we just couldn't park there. I think they stopped doing that. They try to work with Gen Con not to make sure there's a conflict there, because Gen Con happens in the stadium now, so we don't have that issue. But we've had it before where there's like a preseason football game and we're just driving downtown.
Oh, that was we had no idea.
Yeah, we had no idea. And we're like, let's just go park. And it's like closed. And we're like, well, we didn't do research to find anywhere else to park. So let's just drive around and find parking. And we're driving by the mall parking garages and they're all closed, full. And we're like, it's 8 o'clock in the morning. What the hell? So we finally found a parking garage far away. We had to walk for a while. And even when we're leaving, we kind of got stuck in the parking garage because everyone trying to exit out the like one exit all at the same time. It was annoying.
Yeah.
And we had to pay through the roof too. It was like very expensive daily rate on the weekend or whatever. But people love this. You can just buy it now, set it, forget it. You have a parking lot. Lots of people stay there. Lots of people love it. It's official through Gen Con. These guys do this for lots of things. This is not just a pop-up parking lot they do once a year. This is like, they do it for everything there, for football games and stuff. But you can do your research. They describe it all here. But yeah, this is gate 10 parking. Never done it, but it seems reasonable and people like it. Do your research. You can Google it. People give you their stories, their histories, their issues, their positives, their negatives. Lots out about it. We do. So now what I do is either do Indianapolis, the Lucas Oil Stadium. I've done it so many times. It's just easy.
So many times.
It's right there. It's a little walk. You're right across the street. You could like literally park there, and then especially if you have an event that morning in Lucas Oil Stadium on the like stadium floor, you can just park there and walk around the front and go in the entrance, and you're in the stadium, and you're parked right on the same property.
So close.
And then from there you can walk underground into the whole convention center and everything. So sometimes I still do that, but there's no passes for that, so you can just decide the day of whether you want to park there or not. But there are parking apps, which I have, I think, or Mel has the list.
I added the links to, which I can put them in. It is.
Oh, right there. So here's apps that we were recommended last year. I remember. There is. I'll post them in the chat also. If you're watching later, just open the chat archive. The link will be there. But these are apps that people who are local or who travel there who have told us that they use. This is Park Mobile. So literally, even if you're just traveling the morning of and you're like, I don't know where to park, download this app on your phone, make an account or whatever, and you could just search downtown Indy and you can see parking lots and rates and stuff like that. So if you want to know what the parking rate is, if there's spots open, you can use these apps, right? It's just like using those like Expedias and stuff for hotels and things.
Right. And then there's one other one, ParkWiz.
Yeah, ParkWiz. Copy, and I'll post that also in there. And the further away you park, the cheaper it'll be. You just have to do a little walk, or some people do park far and then still call like an Uber and get driven downtown. That is a thing. I know people that do that. But yeah, it's a thing. I don't know how you're saving any money doing that, but it's a thing. So ParkWiz. Okay, people have sworn by this. I've seen this in Facebook and Reddit and stuff about Gen Con and the Discord and things. People like ParkWiz. That's another app you can download, find parking that day, find rates, all that stuff, where to park.
I think with this one too, you have to do your research on it, but I think you can pay in advance as well at lots on this one. Like you can do it.
So let's say I just pick Lucas Oil Stadium, right? I know that's right across the street. Okay. And there's...
Yes, like you can book now in advance for different events.
Oh.
On this.
Hey, where's my Gen Con?
Gen Con is not on here, but...
Whereas a Monster Jam gets a thing, but Gen Con doesn't?
Maybe it will. I don't know. I feel like it's never...
International prelims get one, but Gen Con doesn't.
I feel like it's never... Lucas Oil Stadium is never on any of these apps that I've seen.
Well, no, this is just saying this is the thing you're going to attend. Where's parking nearby? So see all nearby parking. So right now, today, I can see, oh, there's all these sold out lots. Oh, I can see ones right here for $31. Oh, this one for $15. What's the deal here? You know, it's just like, this is what you could do the day of, the day before, the week before, whatever. But if you're doing gate 10, those sometimes sell out. So if you want gate 10 parking, go book it now. When you buy your badge, go buy your parking pass too. Okay, so that may be important to you, but everyone's different, right? You might not be driving, so that doesn't apply to you, you know? But there's the parking garage, there's the rate, there's where it is. Oh, this is somebody who spray paints and turns a grass into parking during events. Okay, this happens, right? Sometimes they're not attended, sometimes they are, sometimes they're far away, sometimes they have shuttles, blah, blah, blah. Some you could probably take public transit from too if they don't have shuttles. But yeah, anyways, there you go. This is just today too. This is not during the con or anything. But there's your tips about parking. It may matter to you now, because you might want to reserve something that may sell out. Just a tip.
And it's also something that you might want to think about budgeting for as well.
Yeah. Okay, so what I'm going to do is close the poll we had going on there just for funs. Let's see who we're talking to today. Thank you everyone that voted. So the question in the poll during the live stream was, have you ever been to Gen Con? 61% say no, but I'm interested. 17% say no, but I might go this year. 11% say yes, many times. And 10% say yes, once. Thank you everyone that voted.
Thank you so much.
Much appreciated. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is open it up to Q&A. I'm going to use the little YouTube Q&A tool that we've used recently on our Q&As.
When you post it live, I'm going to put 2 tests in there quick so that, because you know how it blocks the first 2 questions, you can't really see them.
No, we don't have to worry that because I'm not doing the on-screen thing.
Okay.
We'll just rifle them off.
Okay.
I think. Oh no, but it does block it if there is somebody saying something. Oh no, it does block it because it says.
Yeah, because it has like your
right.
name or something.
All right.
So I'll put the first really quick. I'll do 2 tests so we can make sure we see all your questions. So don't have them ready instantly.
Okay. I think this will work. So you should see in the live chat, it should pop up with a way to click and submit your questions. It won't show up in the chat. I'm not answering any questions in the chat. I'll only answer questions through this. Okay, Mel's popping tests in there. That's great. Why can't I see the live chat now?
Okay, that should be good though, because that should be the 2. So when it's scrolled up. Oh.
A live chat.
Oh, you have to go back and forth under questions.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's.
But I can have the live one open.
No, it's okay. Yeah. You let me know if anything relevant's in there, a follow-up or something.
I will.
Okay, so Mike James is asking, thank you for writing into the show, Mike. Is asking, do hotels usually have parking? Yes. Most hotels have parking underground that are downtown. And a lot of them, when I did the research in the first few years I was looking, parking is not included in those rates that you see on the website. Sometimes Wi-Fi is not even included. Some of those hotels like to show cheaper rates, but they still gouge you if you want to buy better internet or add Wi-Fi or add parking.
Yeah, there might be like a $20 per day fee for a parking spot.
So one year I was like, okay, this year I'm going to add the money we spent on parking and driving around looking for parking and the convenience price of walking back and forth with games and stuff and lugging all of our camera equipment things back and forth to the car at the beginning and end of the day or whatever. What if I cut all that out? How much is that worth to me in staying downtown where I can save some of that effort and cost? But then when I looked and found out some of these hotels charge you like $30 a day for their underground valet parking or whatever, I was like, I'm not saving any money. I can't. The parking is actually more expensive to stay downtown for me who owns a car. So it doesn't make sense. If I flew in, then I don't have to worry about any of the parking. Then downtown hotel maybe makes more sense.
Yeah.
But you know, we don't fly in. So it's different for us. But yes, do your research. That was part of what I said about the hotel research. Check.
Yeah, look at what fees are charged above the cost of the hotel.
You can go click on that hotel stuff if you're curious. In here, you can find all about, you know, you want to stay at the Embassy Suites. You can go to their official website, click on it, read all about it, what's included, all that kind of stuff. You can find out if parking is an additional fee and all that thing. You can even know that on the day the system opens. Usually that stuff's in there too. When you're actually going and clicking and buying your hotel. I remember that's where I started seeing that. I was like, wait, parking's additional?
Yeah.
Wi-Fi's additional? I'm not saving any money. It's actually way more expensive to stay downtown.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I felt like I was being gouged, so I couldn't support it. But some people have the funds. They just like to not think about it. They like the convenience. Go nuts. Everyone's different. Everyone has different requirements. Do your own research. But yes, hotels usually have parking, but some of them charge for it even for guests. Yeah. Anyways. All right. Let's see here. Next question.
Oh, well, you could see them on there if that's easier for you.
Yeah, but
oh, okay.
That's fine. Oh, what I can do is switch that to live.
Oh,
chat.
yeah, you can.
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
So my brain's like full of info, and I'm afraid it's all going to spill out, so I can't think straight for anything else right now. I'm like trying to keep like focused. Jackpot Man says, first booth you're visiting. That's a question to ask on the third stream we do that's closer to Gen Con, because right now I don't care.
Yeah, we don't even really know all the publishers that are going to be there, what games they're going to bring.
I don't
can't answer that yet.
So what you can do if you're curious about what booth you should visit, because everyone's different, don't go to the same booth I'm going to. I'd probably even lie to you to tell you I'm going to a different booth so you don't line up at the same booth I'm lining up at, so I can get closer and get out of there and get what I want before you, because that's the way I play. It's Battle Royale Gen Con, all right? I want to be the last one standing. So anyways, but what you do is follow your favorite publisher. They'll announce at some point between now and Gen Con if they're holding events, if they have any limited copies of games. Sometimes they don't even know until the Saturday of Gen Con if the games are going to show up or not and things like that. Or the promos got delayed. The promos are being rushed here same day via FedEx. Hopefully they arrive by the end of the day. All that kind of stuff happens. Publishers usually don't have their stuff together very well. Everyone's trying to do it cheap through China and all that stuff, so nothing is like in stone whether you get things or not. But follow your favorite publisher. Also come back here closer to Gen Con. We'll go through the list of games that have been announced. We'll talk about if there's anything we want to get.
What we're excited for.
Yeah, what we're excited for, what publishers we're interested in, what we might run to, what we might run to nothing. We usually don't run to much anymore. We might be visiting a booth that the publisher, we've already set up an appointment to go talk to them there. So we'll talk about that later. But that kind of stuff is not what today is about. That's like months from now.
Yeah, we don't have enough information. Before you go to the next question, Osiris does say, I sent a super chat, but didn't see it show up. Make sure you guys get it, Robin Mel. We didn't see it either. I don't know if you want to check on your end.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Nothing here. Yeah, I don't see it in any of the lists of things. I still see Bob's on this one as the last one there. But sometimes that one's not accurate. I do appreciate Osiris. I appreciate it. I don't know. I'm not sure what the deal is. We don't have control. It's all YouTube. Yeah, YouTube handles all that stuff. If they don't send us the message, we don't know. It's just how it is. Yeah, let me see if I can see something.
Well, on this you can't see it either.
No,
so
I see Janet says the last one. Looking, there's a tab on
there's
YouTube.
A tab there. Oh.
Yeah, the last one that came through Osiris was from Janet. So even on YouTube's back end, I don't see.
Maybe it's processing something. Might just take a few minutes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, maybe if you're trying to pay with dirty money you got through organized crime, maybe the investigation agency in your local country is investigating you right now. That you're spending illegal funds. You've been tracked. So yeah, just run. Okay.
Sorry, back to
you. Spencer says, do you need a media badge to record videos? Okay. So if you want, you can go read all about press stuff. They have their own policies for this. Right here. If you go to, where is it? I don't know where it is. They send me an email because I'm on the press list. They send me an email and there's a whole policy I have to read and accept. And I read it every year. And it talks about, even though I have a press badge and I come with a camera and microphones and all that, I still have to ask permission to film booths.
Yeah.
But people walk around with phones and cameras all day, and publishers are there to promote themselves and would love to be featured and get it out there. They go there for marketing. They go there to show their game to people, to get it out there. When I walk by and a publisher sees press on my badge or sees me holding a camera or recognizes me, they're like, Rob, hey, come here. You want to check out my game? Rob. Come here. You want to see my game? Please. Hey. And then you got the other guys running over. They're trying they want to show off their stuff. And they know that they can show it off to people walking by the convention. But through the power of the internet, they could reach even more people, right? They could get more people signing up for their Kickstarter or whatever, right? So I don't see why you'd have a problem without a press badge to walk up and say, hey, can I film your game? They're going to say, yeah, sure. But they'll ask, who are you? Do you have a card? They do that. Who are you? What's your thing? They want to know who they're talking to,
Yeah. But there is tons of people that just walk around filming footage for themselves with their own camera.
Yeah, you're on a trip. You're having fun. You're like, oh, look, I want to back this game on Kickstarter. Here, can I take pictures of it and remind myself later? You can do that stuff, no problem.
Yeah, but I would, as Rob said, read through just the policies on that, just so that you can make sure you're following what they say about, like Rob said, asking for permission and that.
I don't know where that policy stuff is. They send me links, so I don't know. But anyways.
Yeah, if you're just a guy making memories, maybe, people are doing that all the time.
Maybe it's in here. I don't know.
Because I also
search on the website if you're interested in what the policies are for all that stuff. It's in here though, because I get a link to it, but it's through my email, through my business email and stuff. So I don't want to exactly share it. I don't know.
No, that's fair.
Because it's like, it's through my account. Like, it's when I log in to apply for press, it's like in the Gen Con badge purchase system for press and stuff. But I'm sure you could Google like Gen Con press policy and you'll read about like the rules for filming people and without permission and all that stuff. It's all in there. But yeah.
I also walk around with a camera and I don't have press on my badge.
Well, I spoke with the press people and I asked, I want to get 2 press badges. They don't do that for any, even if you're local Channel 7 News, downtown Indianapolis, whatever, they will give you maybe 2 press badges. But I said, like, I have my wife here, she's my camera woman. Like, if we want to go talk to a publisher, she wants to interview them, like, you're only giving 1 press badge per media outlet. It's because they have so many people go asking for press badges. But they say, as long as she's with you, you're fine, whatever. But I'm like, but that's the point. What if she's not with me and she's talking to a publisher and I have a go meeting with another publisher? But it's fine. Like, nowadays, the press doesn't really get you into any exclusive areas. It doesn't get you into the hall early. They stopped doing that because people were applying for press badges and then trying to buy all the games early and then sell them on eBay to pay for their trip and stuff, and really abusing the system. So they ruined it for the rest of us that don't do that.
Right.
But there is a press room you can go sit that has good Wi-Fi. You can interview people in and stuff like that.
And I have gone in there with you and they've never said anything.
Yeah, and they also have board games on the table you can check out that's in like a little press area away from everything else. So if I wanted to like unbox one of the new hottest games that they only have 100 copies there, they might have a copy of it in the press room that I can literally just stand there and film it and open it and talk about it and stuff and play it, try it, whatever. But yeah, there's the minimal benefits for the press badge stuff, but yeah. Oh, Edward, the VIGs too. That was another thing. Yeah, the VIGs, there's a whole issue with that too, like of them abusing it and the press people abusing it and the other publishers who had people volunteering at their booths who would get in early and they would abuse things. And yeah, so now
it's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, so now they don't really sell stuff early the day before the con to like people who are there early and allowed in and all that kind of stuff, because the regular attendees get pissed that they show up Thursday morning to a booth and they're like, yeah, sorry, we have no copies left. They're like, I'm the first person in line on the first official day of the con.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, sorry, a bunch of people came here an hour ago and bought it all, or came here yesterday and bought it all. And it's like, wait, what?
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, the first couple of years I was pressed, they were like, yeah, you get in the hall an hour early, you can go in the day before, all this stuff. And I was like, okay, cool. But like Mel couldn't come in with me. So it's like, okay, I'm not vlogging with the camera like this, so it's like I like her to help me, and yeah, so I didn't. But now we figured it out, but it's all good. So yeah, let's see. We have Edward. So, are you two gonna run live streamed events that we can buy tickets for and play with you two, like some live Gen Con Mansion of Madness? No, probably not this year. We debate it. We might look into it when event creation stuff starts happening, which I think we can almost do already.
We can do now, yeah.
I was debating locking in a time and a place, like a room, you know, and have tickets and all that stuff. But it's like, I already don't have enough time at Gen Con to do everything I want and still rest and still survive and still have the energy when I need to go talk to a publisher or demo a game. Like, you guys see me, how I stream for like a 7-8 hour stream. By the end of it, I don't remember my name. So imagine a convention where I'm on my feet for like 14, 16 hours running around, and I'm seeing all these different games. There's like information thrown at us, talking to publishers. They're talking a mile a minute like this. Here's my new game. And they're trying to throw it all at you in 2 seconds. Or you're like demoing a game and you're trying to understand the rules to play like 3 turns of a game. And then an hour later you're at a new table trying to learn the rules of a game and play it. It's a lot for me. It's a lot. Like, it's information overload. So for me to book like 2 hours or whatever for an event, or a 1 hour event that I have to be there early, set up for, I have to run tickets for people to show up, they don't show up, all this stuff, and also set up live streaming equipment and all that for it, bring the game, remember the rules for the game in the middle of a con. No, Gen Con is like, drains me, and I need to prioritize that kind of stuff. So no, I'm not at the point. I don't have a team of people. It's not like we're a channel that has like 15 employees and some of them can organize an event and run the event and offload that off of me.
Yeah, it's just us.
So we're just still small. We're just like regular gamers like you. We'll meet with a handful of people that are like want to hang out in the evening, or, you know, we'll meet up and maybe play a game in the evening with people off stream and stuff. No problem. But very by the on the fly. I don't want to lock in anything now because I want to keep myself open. If a publisher reaches out and says, Rob, we have a new copy of, like, let's say it's Chip Theory Games, you know, like last year, and they reach out and they say, we have the new Elder Scrolls game. We have limited, you know, 3 meetings a day, and these are the only 2 left. Can you come to it? I want to be open and say yes. I don't want to say, no, I actually have a game of Mansion of Madness. I'm live streaming in another side room. Yes, I would love to do that, probably more.
Yeah, I would.
Because it's less stress. But I have to prioritize that kind of stuff. Just that's the way it is. I just have to do that.
The
So yeah.
The other thing related to that is, if we did that, it would be hard to arrange that's convenient for everybody that's also there.
Yeah.
Everybody's doing things at all hours of the day and evening.
And people are no-showing for events like crazy because they overbook themselves. They can't, one event ran late and they can't run the 20 minutes across the convention to the other hotel where the next event is. And like, they'll let me book an event. I can make an event, no problem.
Yeah, we definitely could.
Yeah, I've looked into it. We can do it. And I will one year. I have to do it.
And I think, too, as we start growing and more people are interested in coming and meeting with us or playing a game with us or hanging out with us, then we can look into it.
Yeah, like we ran into a lot of people last year that knew us and said hi and watched the channel before and stuff. But from our producers, it was like 5 or 6. I think there was one other person that we didn't know was going and was
until we were already there.
And we added them last minute, but we didn't meet up with them or anything like that. But they were like, oh, I'm here. And we're like, why didn't you let us know before so we could add you into the Discord channel so we could keep in touch? And yeah, it was too late. They just obviously got busy and lost in the convention.
And maybe if that is the case this year and enough people say they're going and it seems like it might be worth it, we can look into something.
But I've talked about that many years in the past, of meeting up with people and doing that kind of thing would be so fun. So fun. But again, I don't even know what game I would pick.
Yeah, you'd have to pick a game that, depending on how many people everybody could play, or a couple like side games where maybe like 2 of them were running and Rob was playing in one and I was playing in one.
No, we would do one big party, one of those convention style party games, you know, like 2 to 99 players or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
That's just like...
Oh, I'm terrible at those kind of games.
Yeah, just like a fun deduction thing or a roll and write or something. Like, it would be something like a silly party game. Just so I don't have to remember a lot of rules. And the amount of people who show up, it can handle them.
It can be like unlimited.
We can teach them in 2 minutes, and it's really the point is just to hang out with you guys. So it's like, it doesn't really matter the game that's being played, is how I look at it.
One year would be really cool if we had enough people to do like some sort of like live Q&A from there with like people in the audience as well as people in the live chat.
Maybe one day.
That'd be neat if we could ever get to like that kind of.
I don't know if we're there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot I can do this. Let's see. How do I do this? Select question.
Oh, yeah.
I forgot about this. So you can see in the live chat, Matthew's question, can we talk about event tickets sometime today? Because, oh, now I can't. Buy tickets and play with you two, like some live...
that's what
I already read.
Yeah.
No, I'm reading the 2 questions in one. Can we talk about event tickets sometime today? Because you said to book those as soon as possible, right? No.
Not event tickets.
Event tickets will be in the next stream because the system's not open yet. You can't browse them yet. But for events, we'll do it when the wish list opens. So events, just like the hotel system, you can browse in advance. Companies are always adding events. People like you and me are adding events. People who want to run knitting classes, dancing classes, showing off their newest game event. Some of the companies don't know if they're even going to have a prototype of their game ready by then to run an event. So the event might pop up on July 27th. Finally, they have an event. You know, so, but the people and the publishers and the companies and the organizers who have their sessions all organized and ready, they will make their events in the system starting like now. And eventually they'll make that system open in advance. I don't know if it's like a week or 2 before the event tickets go on sale. And you can make a wish list of things that are priority to you. And we'll do it at that time. We'll go through it. I'll even probably make one or something or get screenshots to show you. But you can go in and say, let's say I want to play in a Lord of the Rings living card game event. This is a real thing that happened. This is a real example. The truth. We would go in, they don't have so many events, but we knew which time they were happening, when they were happening. And then you can add some of them to your wish list. And I could add them and say, I buy Mel's badge under my account. Or you can join up with friends' accounts. So you, one person, can book for like your 12 friends who all bought their badges separate. But if you add each other as friends through the Gen Con system, I believe, it still works like that. I don't know. But I buy my badge for Mel, so she's connected to me. She has her own separate account, but she's connected to me. So when I'm booking events or she's booking events, she can choose, or I can choose to add, does Mel need to come with me to that event? Is it important? Is it okay if I just get one ticket? Or is it a must that I have 2 tickets or 3 tickets or 4 tickets? If I can't get 4 tickets, you know, if I'm bringing friends, I don't want the ticket, you know? Like, you can put all that kind of stuff in. And then when the system goes live, your wish list gets submitted, and then it spits back to you what it found for you. And then you can buy your tickets and pay for them, okay? And then after the first couple days of everyone doing that, then you can go browsing and cancel tickets and buy new tickets, and events get added and all that stuff. But that doesn't happen till May. Okay, we'll worry about that in May. You'll see a stream pop up about that, but that's how events work. Kind of like the hotel system. Like, everyone's rushing it on that Sunday afternoon. So I got to remember not to book a stream that afternoon, which I usually do by accident. And then I just
Oh yeah, we usually do by accident.
Yeah, I just miss out on, but I've done it in the past. I remember one year we literally had 4 laptops set up at my house on a table. We had like Justin, Kyle, myself, and Mel sitting there, and we're all like clicking F5, submitting for our events and trying to get into events with each other. Some not with each other, some separate, some, you know, I want it at Thursday, but if I can, I want it to be in that event on Sunday. Sometimes you get both, and then you just choose to only buy a ticket for one of them. But some events sell out really fast. Some events, they don't sell out at all. And some events you can get generic tickets for and show up even on the show floor because people don't make it to the event. You just show up with the generic ticket and you can get in. That happens. We'll deal with all that later. Right now, you can't buy any of that stuff, so it doesn't matter. But again, you might not want to go to Gen Con until you see what events are there. So you might wait. So that's why I'm saying you don't need to buy a badge yet unless you really need to get in the hotel system. Okay? Mike asks, so is Gen Con off limits for giving Rob grief since it's a vacation trip? No.
No.
It's a work trip.
Nope, definitely can give grief to Rob only.
Yes, I try to treat it like a vacation, but it's like very stressful for me. It's a lot of energy gets drained there. I'm like, yeah, I'm worn out after that. But I'm super excited about it. I love it. I have fun. But sometimes I don't. And yeah, but yes, you control me all you want.
Yep. And if you see us just wandering around, please stop us and say hello.
Yeah, that's
love that.
I'll tell you where to go if we're busy on the way to somewhere else. Like, yeah, just like when you guys interrupt me with super chats when I'm trying to talk and stuff. I'll tell you. Thank you for the support. All right, this question from Sarah. As my first Gen Con, how full would you recommend I make my schedule so that I both get to do stuff I really want to do and at the same time don't feel like I'm burning out on my first day? We addressed this last year. I see this question asked all the time online. This is the question I learned about firsthand. In my first year going, I booked only a few events because we booked very late. There was only so much to pick from that I cared about. The next year I went crazy and I realized like, I learned about the generic ticket system and we still got into some cool events that we thought we couldn't get into, but we just walked up and the organizer was like, hey, we have some open spots. You guys have generic tickets? And we were like, what's that? And they were like, oh, just run over to this booth over there. You can buy generic tickets. And as long as the ticket's value is equal to the value of the ticket for the event, you can submit them and get into empty spaces for no shows. Or some organizers hold spare tickets that they don't even put in the Gen Con system. So let's say they can handle 100 people for a big evening event. They might only put 80 in the system and save 20 for generic people. And then cancellations will add to that total too. So buy generics if you want. If an event sells out, you might still get to go to the event, but don't be sad if you can't. And you can always give generics back in, I think, and get them as credit or refund them before the con ends, I think. Because they want people to go to events. They want to make that easy for you. So that's an option. But related to the question, the second year I went, I booked a ton of events. Okay. I didn't even choose to go to all of them. I didn't even get refunds from them. I didn't even care. Just sometimes an event goes long or you're tired or you want to go eat or you got distracted doing something else. And you're like, I don't want to run over and check with that event. It's not worth it to me. And some event tickets are free. And some of those ones, I then just go, I don't care. I'm out of energy. I would rather go do this. Okay. And again, sometimes you overbook events and literally one event ends at noon. The next one starts at noon and they're literally a 25-minute walk from one hotel on the other side of the convention center to a hotel on the other side of the convention center. And you got to walk through all the convention center, all the people, and you can't even make it in time. It's like not possible. People do that all the time, especially newbies. So what I recommend to you, oh, and I've also gone booking no events. Okay, I've done it all. And my favorite was just booking the couple events I might care about. If I don't show, I don't feel guilty because someone will get in with a generic. I don't care. So what I say is pick a couple events to try them out, especially if they're the driving force for you going. So if I'm going to film a card game tournament, I better have a ticket for the card game tournament I want to play in. But if somehow I can't get a ticket, I'm still there filming it and commentating it, whatever, it's fine. But sometimes I'm just playing in it and I want to play in this one, but film this one. So this one is very important I get a ticket for, or I might not even go. Like that sometimes happens. But sometimes it's just an event that I don't care if I can't get to. So what I say, don't overbook yourself. You'll stress yourself out. Just book a couple events, maybe one a day, maybe 2 events for the whole con, maybe 2 or 3 a day. It's up to you, whatever you want to do. If you're an RPGer and you like RPGing all day long, maybe you can sign up for an RPG morning event, an evening event, and the next day, you know. But what you'll find is you might get very tired and overwhelmed. And by Saturday, you're just done with people and you don't want to go to any more events. You just want to go nap in your hotel room or whatever. You just got to like figure it out. But the cool part is you can, like I said, with generic tickets, you can still change your mind. You can go to events. You can usually get refunded tickets if you don't go to the event, I think before the event happens, or is it after? I forget what the policy is.
I think
and
for
it changes.
Event tickets specific, you can refund them like at or around the time of the event, before or around the time of the event. But generics you can do up until the end of the convention.
Yeah. Oh, here's Janet with the tip. We turned in our unused generic tickets last year, and I got a discount on my badge for this year.
Yeah, because they just put it on
it's
your
credit.
account.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's usually credit. They'll
Which is
carry
great.
forward. Yeah.
Yeah.
So don't feel like, oh my God, if I buy too many event tickets, I'll be out money. Usually it's just a pain in the butt. You now have to go to the booth to get the refunds and all that stuff. So it's like, it's an effort too, right?
Yeah.
But just sign up for a couple events. If you can make them, great. If you can't, don't stress, because there's usually people there that want to get in and will use generic tickets. But I would say book for at least one. Try an event out. Try the system out. Book an event ticket, see how it goes. And you just got to make the call in the future years based on your experience. Everyone's different. There might not be many events for things you like. You know, maybe you're only into certain things. Maybe there's too many events. Just pick a couple. Just pick your favorites, prioritize them. Maybe the ones you really want, sell out, and then go for your second events, you know? Secondary events. That's the best way I can say it. But yeah, don't overbook yourself.
Yeah, definitely don't overbook yourself. And if it's your first time, definitely take it easy. Yeah, because it'll be very overwhelming.
And I care about the exhibitor hall. I care about that the most. That's where my focus is, because that's where all the new board games are. That's where all the publishers are usually hanging out. Yeah, they demo stuff and play stuff in the gaming hall too. I can see some of them there. But I spend most of my time in the exhibitor hall, and that's from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. I barely leave it during that time. I even eat in the hall if I can. In a corner, I'll like be eating out of my backpack to save time, because I feel like I can't see and demo everything in the 4 days. But that 10 to 6 time eats up all my time. I'm so worn out by the evening that like I don't really need any events. And if I do maybe one in the evening, I might sign up for an evening event 1 or 2 times during the con. Last year we did the Marvel Champions event in the evening. That was one we signed up for. What else did we sign up for?
You didn't, but we and the group that we were with signed up for like a paint event in the afternoon one day, which was super fun.
Yeah.
And we all did it together.
Yep.
Rob ran around and did some other work-related things. And yeah, he filmed us doing it. So things like that, yeah. And we also organized that kind of like on the fly. So it was just like a free event that we could do.
Next question. It's from Edward. Do you feel that Origins is a better convention for game players as opposed to the networking and sales and larger crowds / lines that are typically at Gen Con? No. So Origins is like baby Gen Con. Mm-hmm. It has a bunch of publishers there. It has a dealer hall. They're all there promoting and marketing. There's events there just like Gen Con. The only problem is less publishers go. Less people go. If you want a more low-key convention that's still in a major city, like in Columbus, Columbus, Ohio, big city, downtown restaurants, great place to eat. Reasonable parking there. Like, I like Origins because it's way more low-key, but like you can walk through that exhibit hall and see everything in like half a day. So it's like cool. So in that respect, if you're just going to game, yes, but your favorite publishers might not be there. Your favorite event, like there's more to choose from at Gen Con. And this exhibit hall behind us is huge. The gaming hall is even bigger.
Yeah.
24/7 gaming in this hall, gaming in the hotels, gaming all over the place, gaming events, organized or not organized. They're everywhere. Gaming is everywhere. If you want to meet with friends and play games and avoid this stuff that's behind us, you can totally do that. It's a separate room, gated away from everything else. Yeah, you can go there and game, and there's way more gamers there, so we'll have a better chance of finding fans of games that you play, open game tables to play at. It is not one of those conventions like there are local conventions we have here that are literally only playing games, and maybe one local store shows up to sell stuff and run a booth to sell sleeves.
Yeah, I was gonna say they have sleeves and mats.
Yeah, just for anyone who forgot their card sleeves or playmats or whatever.
Deck box.
Or their deck boxes. But it's all just board gaming going on. Constant events of just playing and tournaments and stuff. This has all that, plus the marketing stuff. If you're watching through me specifically, I keep trying to tell you that I go for this reason. So this is my background. But I also started going there as just a game fan to play in card game tournaments and try to buy games early as a fan and get promos and things and exclusive copies of games. That's what drove me. That's what still drives me. The amount of time I spend staring at game demos, talking to publishers, filming, just seeing all the new hotness, whatever, is way less than the amount of time I actually sit down and play a board game. Because here's how I look at it. I play board games every day in my house, all day, every day. Not every day, but you know what I mean. I'm streaming for many hours a day playing games. I'm off stream dabbling in games, trying games out, learning games. I can do that in the quiet of my own home. I have friends that come over and play games. I have a wife that plays games. I have a daughter that plays games. I can play board games all day, every day, no problem. I have no shortage of doing that. So my drive is not to go to Gen Con to meet up with people to play board games with. That's not what I'm doing. I'm going, and that's part of it. It happens, but it's not my driving force. Open and honesty here. My driving force is to grow the channel now and do it for work and that kind of stuff. So when I'm talking about it and I'm excited about it, of course, this is what I'm talking about being excited about, because that's not what I go for. But that is not what Gen Con is. Gen Con is not only that. But again, if you're watching YouTubers talking about Gen Con, that is what's important to them. If you go onto Reddit or the Discord or the fans of Gen Con Facebook group, it's just fans of Gen Con. There is tons of people that go there. They don't buy anything. They go and meet with friends that they've been friends with for 40 years, and they go and do 24-hour RPG sessions, play games all night, all day, and they go home. And
they bring the games they want to play.
Yes.
They don't buy games to play. They pack their suitcase with games to bring.
Yes. If you're into Star Wars X-Wing or Star Wars Destiny or whatever the current Star Wars plastic expensive rabbit hole game is, if you just want to go and hang out with fans of that game in large tournaments, casual events, you know, go out and drink with them and whatever, there is more there than would be at Origins. It's just, that's the way it is. They're still at Origins, but it'll just be less.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's how you want to look at it. I don't know. But yeah, it's just.
But Baby Gen Con is a great way to put it. It's just a smaller version.
Yes, Origins is Baby Gen Con. It is like baby's first Gen Con. It's like, tries to be Gen Con, but it's so small. Feels a little more amateurish. Yeah, I don't know. I've been to both. I've been to both in the same year.
Yep.
I've been to Origins a handful of times. I like Origins. It's way more chill.
Way more chill, yeah.
But it's like, I've been there for tournaments. I've been there for card game tournaments. I've been there to buy new games. I've been there to check out the dealer hall. I've been there to eat cool food and hang out with people. Yeah, Origins is way more chill, but it's like, Origins does not help the channel as much because publishers aren't there usually selling new hot games. They're there maybe demoing games or talking about games that are going to be released at Gen Con in front of more customers. So that's the way I look at it. But yeah, hopefully that helps you. But go to Origins. Origins is still awesome.
Yeah, it's still super fun.
Yeah, if Origins the only con you can go to, it's local to you or it's easy to get to, go try it out at least once or have fun with it. It might be your only con. It's great.
Nothing and if you've never been to one, it might be a good place to start to see if it's, because it's less overwhelming.
Yeah, that's the thing. Less sensory overload, less giant crowds, less chance of probably getting sick. Yeah. Smaller venue. The hotels next door aren't running events. It's all in the convention center because it's not that big. So it's not like you don't have to memorize which hotels have which events in them and stuff like that. Like literally Gen Con is so massive, it takes over the whole city. This just takes over part of the convention center. Like if that makes sense to you. Hopefully that makes sense to you, I should say. IM says, one confirmed event is an Axis and Allies tournament hosted by Renegade Game Studios.
Awesome.
That's cool.
That's awesome.
That's cool. Yeah, so some publishers will be talking about their events already.
Yeah.
Like, that's the thing.
Yeah, that's cool.
That's the thing. Perfect example right there.
Yeah, that's very cool.
So Matthew, I already did this. Matthew says, when you typically open the private Discord channel, it's a channel within our private producer-only Discord. So Matthew's the producer, so he's asking this. This relates to some of you that are here and some of you watching, but very small amount of you. But once I know you're officially going, Matthew, I've already added you to this channel, so you should see it on the left of the Discord already. It should be viewable to only people who are in it. It's called Gen Con 2023 attendees.
Oh yeah. Matthew's in there.
Matthew, you're in it already. You're offline. Why are you offline, Matthew?
Matthew's watching.
That's your first problem. You're offline in Discord. Now I'm just joking. But I already added you, Matthew, because you said you bought your stuff. Closer to the con, I'll add more people in. But the best way, if you're part of our producers, go in the conventions channel. Tell everyone you're going. Talk about Gen Con. Plan Gen Con in there. Let everyone know you bought your tickets, you bought your hotel, what events you're going to, blah, blah, blah. Because then you can plan with the other community members who support the channel all in there, and we'll see that. And then what I'll do is closer to the con, maybe a week before, 2 weeks before, I'll start adding in more people. But right now, all that's in there is the people who went last year, plus Matthew. But maybe I'll start pulling in some others as it gets closer. Because not everyone buys their badges now. Some people don't determine they're going until they can find a hotel. Some people don't determine they're going until they get the event ticket they want, or find out their publisher's there, or find out they get the days off work, or, you know, whatever. So they might not know till the week of. So we'll talk more about this on our next stream in May-ish, and we'll talk more about it on our stream in like July-ish. And then it's only important really for being there. So like I didn't really want to create it early yet, but I saw Janet,
there was already chatter in the last one.
There was chatter in the old one, and it's like, okay, that's cool, but I need it in this year's one. So I just deleted the other one and started a new one.
But talk about it. Talk about all Gen Con related stuff in the conventions to hype up that people are going, let other people know they're going, that you're going, plan events together, all of that. So
go in the convention channel and talk openly about Gen Con in there. We'll chat with you in there about it. And then closer to, I'll start pulling more people in who are actually going. It's not a channel for those from home to see what's going on. I want literally chat in there of like, hey, anyone know the cleanest washroom to find? Or where are you guys eating lunch? Or hey, look, I found this booth. Come and meet me there. You know, that's what's going to be in there. It's just a chat for people who are on site to organize things and share important info between each other. Like, hey, don't go this way, or there's something happening over here. The food truck, the best food truck I just ate at was this one. Look here's the food. Come and eat here with me, you know, or we're at the beer garden at a table on the west side right now, you know. It's like very, very focused on people who are on site and who care. Like, it's not for you're sitting at home and you want to keep tabs on like, you know, we're not sharing like we're here right now. Like, it's not like that. It's like, or here, if we have stuff to share, we'll be live streaming from there. Yeah.
And we also will still post while we're there in the regular convention, in the regular channels.
Yeah. The private channel is just a way for those to keep in touch who are on site. And if like Janet's trying to set up a game and needs a fourth player and she only wants to play with people she knows that she met there and she trusts, she can post in this private, safe little Discord and say, hey, we need a fourth. Anyone available that's looking to game? Or, hey, I reserved a table. You guys want to come and chill? Or, hey, we're leaving. You know, we're not going to be here anymore. Or, you know, we found this awesome game, Rob, that you and Mel would love. Here it is. Go and check it out. Talk to George at the booth. He told me, like, you know, whatever. You know, that kind of thing, if that makes sense. But in the convention channel, where all the supporters of the channel hang out, they can see our pictures, games we played, new information, you know, anything like that. Who might be at home and need stuff, if that makes sense.
Oh, Sarah B feels bad. I guess Matthew is special. I'm sorry.
Sarah, if you're in there and going, I can add you.
Yeah, we just need to know.
But right now, it's not relevant is the problem. I just added Matthew because I knew he said he. Because
Matthew was asking some questions that other people could have helped with. Yeah, it's tough because we want to keep the chat in the regular conventions for other people to be able to see.
Yeah, like,
but I understand that.
Can I lock it for a while? I don't know. Because like if Janet's talking about hotel stuff and like giving tips or something, I want anyone who might be going to know the tip, or that Janet's going if she wants those people to know. So that might entice some other people to go or not go, or help them out, you know?
Yeah, and I understand what Sarah's saying. Yeah. Sarah's saying might help to add folks who are going now, because at least they would be able to try to coordinate hotels and stuff for the next weekend to kind of say like, oh, I'm also in this hotel. Like we can.
But here's the problem is I don't know who's going for sure. And if nobody lets me know, I can't add them. And then if you are talking about planning a hotel, maybe somebody in there is like, oh, I didn't know that was a thing. Hey, I'll work with you. And you guys can DM each other off to the side too. Yeah, it's hard. I shouldn't even open the private channel yet. I think it should just all be in conventions, but
then maybe the only thing I can see is maybe people don't want to put that information for everyone to see.
but
So I
also-
guess it's tough.
But also, how do I know Sarah B or Matthew really are going to go? And like, I added Matthew in already, but maybe he decides not to go and cancels. That's why I kind of should do it like the week before and just add people in who are like getting in the car or getting on their plane. Like, okay.
But even at that point,
yeah,
it's
tough.
It's tough, huh?
Yeah. Yeah. I'll add you in there, Sarah, for sure. But it's like, yeah, I'll care more about adding people in closer. But if you are for sure going and you're locked in and you're in our Discord, you're a producer, like message me on the side and just say, hey, I am going. You know, I bought my hotel already. I'm going for sure. Like, yeah, I'll throw you in there for sure. But I don't want it to be just a mishmash of people who are like, I might go.
Yeah, if you might go, we want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's meant to be a private chat for those who are on site and to stay in touch on site. Not a like, maybe I want to go, but I want to see what those who are going are saying. That's what the conventions channel's for. And that's for all conventions. So if you're planning on going to UK Games Expo, Essen, or something like that, and you want to meet up with producers of our channel in there, go talk about it in there. Oh, show. You have Sarah. Sarah, is your name the same in the Discord as it is here? Or do you have some secret name?
I don't know if I can do it that way. Oops.
Like Troublemaker 321, is that you? No, I'm just joking.
Hold on. Let me do it like this.
That's the problem when people don't change their nicknames on Discord to match what they are in the YouTube chat, like in our Discord. Like per server, you can change your nickname for each server you're in. So you can make your nickname when you're in our server as the same as the YouTube chat. Then we'll know we can put like names to names, if that makes sense.
Sarah, I don't think your name is Sarah in our Discord.
Yeah.
So message me or Rob, and we'll figure you out.
It's all good, Sarah. It's all good.
Yeah.
No worries. No worries. We'll get there. I shouldn't have done it now, but no, I appreciate it.
Maybe you're in this section.
I want you in there. If you're really going, I want you in there. Because I definitely we'll stay in touch while we're at the convention for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, it's fine. We'll figure you out. Just send us a.
But yeah, send me a message or at me. Say at Rob.
Oh yeah, in the convention one.
Yeah, in the convention one. At Rob's Gaming Table. I am going to Gen Con. This is Sarah. Add me. Oh, it's Caitlin. No? It's the same.
Sarah, are you Caitlin?
No, the cat looks different, but it's a cat. Maybe more than one person owns an orange cat. Is that possible?
Oh, Catlin.
Catlin?
Yes. Okay, we got you.
Sarah, how am I supposed to know it's you?
Okay, so now I think I can do this, right?
So Sarah, right click on your name or something and can you do it? Change your nickname or on the server? Right click on Rob's Gaming Table server on the left. Right click. And is there a nickname there? I know it's super easy. I just forget where it is.
I think you have to do it in your own.
No, because it's per server. So she could be Catlin on every Discord server she's on,
I
but
don't know. I have mod settings, so I'm not sure.
okay, maybe on your name in the bottom left, right click. No. There's a way. There is a way.
Somebody posted it.
Yeah, it's like, it's easy once you remember how to do it, but Discord likes to change links and things around.
I think I do it. No, one of these.
But yeah, change your nickname to Sarah B in our Discord when you're in there so we know it's you when we see you in the chat and stuff.
You can change it in your server by right-clicking over her name and changing the server profile, gear icon.
Oh, I can change people's nicknames,
Oh,
I think. Is that a thing? Like I can change Yogi Bear to like pain in my butt? Is that a thing? I mean, love you, Yogi. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I see an at mention.
yeah, I got it.
Oh, now it's Sarah.
So then,
B. Okay, so can I hold on? Sarah, I'm just testing for fun. For fun, okay?
oh, she's Sarah now. She's done it.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. You can change her back.
Okay. I'm testing. I'm just testing.
This is so funny.
I fixed it. Sarah, I fixed it. Did you see it? I have the power to change people's nicknames on here.
What did you change it to?
I
see what you changed it to. Oh, no.
Okay, let me see it. I can probably reset it.
Oh, Mike James wants to be Mike the Mel fanboy.
Yeah, I can reset it back to the default. I can change it.
Oh, Sarah saw it. Says, LOL, someone just changed my name to Troublemaker.
No, I don't know what you're talking about. There you go.
Okay, and then
I didn't know I could do that.
And then add her into the other one.
All right.
I think it's
Live troubleshooting. Here we go. This is what you came here for. All right, hold on. My coffee's in the way.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Edit. I'm not exactly a Discord wizard, as you can tell. Permissions. Add members. Now I can type in Sarah and I find Sarah. That's good. And no. Okay, I think you're in there now. So on the left side, you should see Gen Con 2023 attendees. And oh, Janet's in there saying, welcome, Sarah.
Then Mark C also says, I'm going, but have not bought tickets yet. Hopefully nothing happens to my plans. So I guess, Mark, once you are confirmed for sure, let us know and we'll throw you in there too.
Yeah, Mark, it's no rush right now. We'll talk about this again in the event stream in May. And more people will decide then if they're going, because they'll know if their publisher's hosting an event or there's something they actually want to go for. And then again, we'll host a stream in July, so people still can last minute decide and whatever. But I just wanted to do this stream today. Again, for those that weren't here at the beginning, of multiple reasons. Start planning the trip now if you need to know for booking off work. Start doing your research to see if you even want to go. If you need to get a hotel through Gen Con, it's important to buy your badge like now so that you can get access to the hotel system before most of the hotels that you might be interested in are gone on February 12th, and you can get in that system. But usually I don't buy my badge in the past for a while. I didn't buy my badge until event time. In May, when the event system was about to open, I would buy a badge, go in, start picking my events out and stuff like that. And put
because you need a badge for that.
Yeah, I put them on a wish list. I'd be there on that Sunday trying to get the events I want. And then I would lock it in based on that. And I'd always keep a refundable hotel, always. Because there is years one time I changed jobs. And my new job, I just didn't want to take the time off. And I was like, I have to prioritize this new job I'm doing over Gen Con that year. And it was fine when I did it. During it, though, when I was working from home at that job, and I had Gen Con streams going on the screen beside me, I was like almost crying every single day. I was like debating on driving down for the weekend when I was off, finding some way I could go down for just 2 days and stuff.
Yeah, you were going to sleep in your car, you were saying.
Yeah, because I couldn't find like a decent hotel. So I was like, maybe I'll save money staying in my car just to go for like 2 days. Don't have to worry about any of that stuff. But yeah, it was sad. But now I always book. January, I book a hotel. I sit down with Mel and I apply for press badge. And I do all that stuff at the beginning of the year just to get it locked in. And
yeah, because I don't have a badge yet.
Yeah, Mel doesn't have a badge yet either. No, she probably won't get one until I get a press badge for sure. And then, but things might happen. Yeah. We might move, change jobs, something that we're just like, okay, let's not go. And then we just cancel everything, get a refund on our hotel, and we're good to go. Carry my badge over to the next year, whatever, it's fine. But yeah. Kenji says that first come, first serve system I am banking on this year. I'm very nervous about it since I've never done it before. Oh, for the hotels?
Yeah.
Oh, Kenji, you're flying, right? Are you flying this year, I think? Did I see that?
I think so.
Or am I losing my mind?
No,
I'm losing my mind, but it's like...
But maybe not. I don't know. Are you flying this year? Because was your drive not roughly the same amount of time as ours? Oh, yeah, flying. Okay.
Okay, so Kenji, here's your tips based on other friends I know that have flown in. Again, get your badge now, and then make sure you're in the system. And then when the hotel system opens, you're going to get an email saying you are, I think it's UR number something, you are allowed to jump in the system starting at 1:37 p.m. or 2:46 p.m. Like you'll get a random time. And by the time you go in, people who even got an earlier time might have not gone in the system yet. Some people will have booked things and they're canceling things and looking at things and researching. So just because you might get into the system an hour after everyone else, or not everyone else, an hour after a bunch of people, there'll still be tons to choose from. But yeah, just make sure you're available that Sunday afternoon. Keep your schedule open if you really want to have the most to choose from, because you will get an email around like noon, I think, based on past years. You'll get an email around noon saying, hey, you're allowed in the system at 12:32. So just make sure at 12:32 you're there. So you refresh, you're in, and then start browsing and reading and looking. But you can research ahead of time and pick a few hotels you're interested in. And if they're still available, quick, grab them, throw them in your cart, book them in, you know? Okay, perfect, perfect. Oh, what's Mike saying? I'm totally driving so I can stop at Baker Street Steakhouse in Fort Wayne, Indiana. I highly recommend it, Robin Mel. It's not cheap, but totally worth every penny.
Interesting. So then, Mike.
Sorry,
Mike, I know you're also still not sure if you're going. If you do decide that you are going and things work out, then let us know.
Oh, Mike says I drive there from Michigan just for dinner. It's that good.
Wow.
Damn.
Okay.
So if we go there the same time as you, Mike, you'll treat me to a steak, is what you're saying? He's like there eating, and we just walk up. Oh, hey, how's it going? What do you got there? I'm just like trying his food. Sorry, I got to spend my money on board games. I can't buy expensive steak, but man, this is good. He's like, who the hell is this guy? That's awesome.
That's funny.
But yeah.
Do we have other questions, or is that?
No. Oh, is there more now?
I don't know.
Oh, there is. Oh, one question from Troublemaker, the original. Let's see here.
Who's the original troublemaker?
The original Troublemaker is Spencer. How many duffel bags of cash do you recommend bringing to Gen Con?
I guess as many as you have.
They take debit and credit there. Everyone's got those phones with the swiper things. I bring zero cash.
We do. We bring cash.
Not for in the dealer hall though. Not usually.
Yeah.
I know we have it with us.
Sometimes we do,
sometimes
because they do
cash.
cash.
Yes,
if you are paying cash, they'll give you a little discount. Sunday as well, if you're paying cash, and you like, they may give you a bigger discount because they're trying to get rid of things so they don't have to ship them back with them. So we definitely do bring cash with us. But
Spencer says, I make no trouble, good sir. I only ask the hard-hitting questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, budget, be smart.
Yeah, I was just going to say, definitely budget so you're not overspending, because with a credit card, you can definitely overspend. You get excited. There's so much going on. You want everything. Definitely budget.
Here's how I can relate it.
Beer garden cash. Yes, Janet.
Yes. Yeah, beer garden, bring cash. Easier there.
Yeah, it's definitely easier.
But bring cash because, yes, like Mel says, you can get deals, you can save tax, you can negotiate, you can haggle. Yeah, especially on Sunday of the con, you can haggle and get discounts and things. But Kanji can help me out with this. I know he's a victim of this, going to Gen Con last year for the first time. This is the best way I can relate it in my life. The first time I learned about this kind of tactic of marketing and, I don't know, human psychology to purchasing and forgetting budgets and all, and irresponsible spending. When I was a little kid, I don't know if this is a thing now, but when you're a little kid in the 80s and 90s, and you see those commercials for toys. So you see the G.I. Joe toy, the Transformer toy, the whatever toy, My Little Pony, whatever it is. Okay. You know, you see these toys on a commercial. The kids are playing with it on the coolest backdrop ever. They have a little mini desert. They got all the bases and all this stuff and sound effects and graphics are happening. The kid looks like he's having the best time in the world. This is going to change your life. And the toy itself even looks better because where it is. It's on the backdrop of this cool background, a little mini forest and stuff. And the kids have, like, you know, your imagination is just going wild. But then you get the toy and you open the toy and it's just a hunk of plastic. And it's like, yeah, you can use your imagination, but you're then playing with it in the bathtub or on the kitchen table or whatever. This is not a cool little army scene. This is not a cool space planet where my Transformer is. I got ripped. They made it seem like this toy was so amazing. And it's not as amazing. I was tricked by fancy marketing. So Gen Con, the same problem happens. You get locked into a place like a casino with no windows, no clocks. You don't know the sun is up or down. You don't know what time of day it is. You're lost. You're sucked in the void. And all these board games are set up on beautiful board game tables. They are using the best looking components. They have the best quality copies. They have people all wearing nice stuff. The lights are there. The excitement's there. They are selling you their game. You have people in your ear telling you how their game is going to change your life. And this is the best worker placement game ever because we used red minis instead of blue. So our game is the best game. And you have to have it in your collection or your board game collection is just going to suck. And this game looks so amazing. And when you're at that one table, you're like, oh, I need a worker placement game. You buy that game and you're like, this is amazing. I feel like I bought an amazing worker placement game. Literally 2 hours later, you're at a completely different booth. You forgot in your bag with 6 other boxes, you already have a worker placement game. Now you're at a new booth and they're telling you, we have this worker placement game and we mixed it with this mechanic and we have this, and look at this beautiful board on this beautiful special table with this beautiful banner beside us and all this cool flair and everything. And everyone's excited and demoing it. And then you're like, I need a worker placement game. I do need this game. Yes.
And I need the mat with it too.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yes, because it needs to look as good.
Oh, you have upgraded metal coins and miniatures instead of meeples? And I can only get it now and it's limited quantities? Oh, man, sure, yeah, call now. We only have 7 left. Buy, buy, buy. And you buy it and you throw it in your bag. Then the next morning, you're at a different booth and they're telling you about their worker placement game and how it's the best game. And we have horsies in the game and you want to buy the game with the horsies. And all of a sudden you get back home and you have this pile of games. And you're just like, I can't play all these games. Why do I have 7 worker placement games that I'm never going to play? What is happening? Why do I have all these components I'm never going to use? And you just get suckered. And it's just like sell, sell, sell. Kanji with the super chat. Thank you for being a member for 4 months. Oh my God, this is so true. Listen to Rob. This was 100% facts.
Yeah, it is. Because it's marketing 101.
Yes.
Everything looks perfect. Painted minis on most games. Scenery and terrain and all of that. And you're like, oh,
I have 100%
I need to have this.
I have 100% come back with games that I'm like, why did we buy this now? We don't even like these type of games. And I know why. I look back and I'm like, oh, that's because it was beside a sign that said 50% off, only 100 copies here. I should have realized that it's 50% off. There's still copies left. They only have 100. It's probably garbage. And I slowly learned the tactics and stuff there. So I love when I go up to a booth and it's like a no-name publisher. The game doesn't look that great. I can tell now. I've played enough games. I've bought enough Kickstarters. I've been seeing enough marketing and seeing the end result. And I remember what goes in one end and what comes out the other isn't always the same. You work at McDonald's or you go into McDonald's, you see on the menu that Big Mac, you get it in your box and you're like, what is this garbage? This doesn't look like what I was buying. That's Kickstarter. That's demoing games. That's like marketing 101, right? Once they get your money, what comes out the other end, they don't always care, right? But just keep that in mind. Go with a budget, go with the list, do your pre-research like we do. I look at the list of games that are going to be there. I make a strict list. I prioritize it. We put it in a spreadsheet. I say what games that we must get. I say what games we need to go ask the publisher review copy, which games are okay if we don't get, which games will wait and buy at home, which games I want to just demo to see if they're even worth my time. Which games do I care if I don't have the time to demo? Which games do I really must demo? And I have a pre-plan, but you always just walk up and there's a booth you've never heard of before. And they're making a game you've never heard of and it looks like just the perfect game for you. Go talk to them, go listen to them, but they will pressure you with coupons and discounts and right now only, and we can sell you a copy and we'll throw in this extra expansion for free. And sometimes it's just the game maybe is not that great. And if you don't do your research, so what I do is write the game down. Then in the evening at the hotel, I'm literally sitting there on BGG reading everything I can about the game, Googling online. Has anyone even played this? Is there a tabletop simulator demo people have played about this game already? What is this game? And should I be even care? So now I treat it like car salesmen are everywhere in this hall. I walk up and yeah, your car is the best. Sure it is. Well, I shouldn't do what I was going to do. But yeah, your car is the greatest. Yes, this is a sales event one time a year. You're never going to get the car cheaper than right now. You must buy. And literally next week they're saying the same thing all year, and they can't get rid of these cars because they're just like every other car. Who cares? That's what it's like here sometimes. If the game's that great, you'll get it later. It'll show up in retail. You'll be able to buy it online. Another game will come out that's even better or that'll better for you. Don't feel like you have to buy everything, but you can easily spend, come home with a bunch of games, and half them won't be even that great. And you're like, why did I buy this? Why? Oh, because they threw in an exclusive mini. Oh, I remember now. Or the worst is I get home and I bought the game for like $70 US there. I get back and I find out it released the same week at retail in Canada, and I could have got it for $25 less at my local retailer and got free shipping and supported my game store I play at.
Yeah.
Like, why did I grab it there and paid full price from the publisher? Yes, I help the publisher more, but sometimes I want to support my local game store. So like, I still support the publishers, I understand. But it's like, it's you just got to be careful because it's easy to blow your budget and more. Yeah. Just like a casino. It's set up like a casino. Casinos are made to it's hard to track your money. It's hard to realize time. The more time you're in a casino, the more time you will spend. More money you will spend. Same with Gen Con. The more time you're in the dealer hall, if you're not careful, the more money will jump out of your thing, the more your bags will get heavier somehow. And Some you're okay with that. It's fine. But just be careful. That's all. That's all.
Yeah, definitely budget.
Yeah, budget. Stay safe. Don't forget that game that's really important to you. And remember to save the money for that game you know you'll like. But again, you could probably still get that game later. So if you do find a game that's only for sale there, that publisher maybe doesn't sell games in Canada. That happens for us sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
There's some things that aren't available in Canada that I go down there and the publisher's like, yeah, we have these mats or this expansion. And it's like not in Canada and never will be. And it's like, oh, okay, well, I'll grab this here. It makes sense. You know, sometimes that happens. But yeah. Cool. All right. That's it. That's it for questions. I'm closing the Q&A part. Let's see here. How do I do? What? Oh, I'm clicking the wrong. Oh my God. Oh no. End Q&A. Confirm. Did it work?
Yep.
Nice. Cool. But thank you for the questions, everyone.
Yes.
Hopefully this helped some people out. Hopefully there was some info in my rambling and ranting that helped anyone. If it helped you in the future, leave it in the comments below. If you have any tips or suggestions based on the things we're talking about now, drop them in, because some people couldn't make it live. That'll be watching this later tonight. That'll be watching it tomorrow. That'll be watching it 2 months from now. Might even be watching it next year around this time. But again, we'll do another stream in May, closer to event registration, and we'll address badges again. We'll talk about the hotels again. We'll talk about events then. And we'll talk a little more about the con itself and what we do there. And then closer to Gen Con, we'll do a third stream where we will definitely like talk about at the con, like what do you need to prep at this time? Like what should you bring? How should you schedule yourself? All that kind of stuff we'll talk about then too. So yeah, if you want to have questions answered for then, just subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications, keep an eye on your subscription feed. You'll see when those streams will happen. Again, I'll do one around whenever the event system's opening, probably like a week before events go live. That's probably when we'll do it, the weekend before.
Okay.
So people have time to actually get their wish list created and get their badge and get into the system and look at hotels to see if they can even possibly go or whatever, you know, check flights and things, you know, stuff like that. And then so they're not like buying a badge for no reason and all that kind of stuff.
Right. Mark says, you definitely gave me more to think about and to consider, but it made me more excited. Thanks for the stream.
Yeah, I can hype people up on Gen Con for sure.
KJ had one final question that got missed. Sorry. It says, what is your beer of choice?
Whatever the beer of the year is there. The official Gen Con beer is what I'll drink.
Has it ever been bad? I don't drink beer, so I don't know.
Fine.
They're fine.
Yeah,
Okay.
They're all good. I don't know. I'm not a beer like
connoisseur.
No. I drink beer like you see me. If I drink a beer once a week when we're playing with Kyle, that's like the only beer I've drank all week. And sometimes that might be the beer I drank for that few months.
Yeah.
Like I don't drink beer very often. But at Gen Con on the beer event, I will definitely be having a couple beers before the con. I'll have some beers probably during the con if possible, but yeah. So that beer, done and done. You got a 6-pack. Hey, whoa. I said a couple, my friend. I said I have a couple. You're gonna make me lug around 6 beers or 4 beers after I'm done? Don't make me do that. Angie, that's why I gave you beer, was to lighten my load. It wasn't to buy you a beer. I was literally just looking out for myself. I'm just kidding. No, we'll all have drinks. We'll all meet up and have drinks at the beer garden the night before the con for sure.
Yeah, that was such a fun evening last year.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't rain. That was a good time.
Yeah. Looks like more people will be there this year, so we may have to find a bigger spot.
Yeah, well.
Because we only had like a tiny table last time.
We'll just kick some chairs over and say, get out of here. This is we're taking that table. Get out of here.
Do you know who we are? No, I'm just kidding.
Do you know who I am? Sorry, this table's reserved. But it didn't have a get out of here.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, let's bust out a game of like Star Realms. The winner keeps the table. But yeah. Once gaming beer garden, yeah. No. But if there's not enough room there, we'll just grab our drinks, have a beer, and then we'll just mosey on to somewhere else.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
But I'll probably...
Because not everybody also comes the day before.
That's true. So... And some people are driving all that day and are exhausted, like me. Sometimes we get there that day. We go wait in line for a badge. Then we go to the beer garden. And by the time I've had a beer, I'm like, and my feet hurt. I've been sitting in a car all day for like 8 or 9 hours. Back to the hotel I go.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, it was fun last year.
Definitely fun.
Definitely. Interesting. But yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Again, hopefully it helped somebody. Again, save some questions for the event time. We'll talk more about that. I know more people care about that. I just wanted to make this again to catch the hotel system, because we didn't get to do that last year. We forgot. We don't usually do it. So I kind of was like, we'll just talk about Gen Con near Gen Con. But again, if you're interested in booking hotels through Gen Con, go get your badge, go do your research on the hotels. And you can even look up some events, I'm sure, from past years. Go Google them, find them in the Reddits. If you have any other questions, there are links below in the video description to the Fans of Gen Con Facebook group. And the subreddit is probably down there. Go join those, whichever social media you use of those two, or the Discord, the Gen Con Discord. If you use Discord, go join that and go search there. Your questions have probably been answered recently. I see almost every day someone asks about parking, about hotels. I get those popping up on my phone and stuff. I go in, I read what people are saying. But go in there. There's people who've been many times. There's people who are new. There's people who want to discuss and plan. If you want to know about events from previous years, go in and search those from last year. You'll have people talking about stuff. Yeah, there's information is out there. You can even find videos of past people who went to Gen Con, and they're like, if you're an RPGer, right? You can go find RPG YouTube channels that'll be talking about what they did at Gen Con, how their Gen Con was, what their plans were and stuff like that. And you can like find groups on the internet of groups that went there and what they did and their events they're running and stuff. So yeah, it's lots out there. Lots out there. But yeah, I'm super excited for Gen Con. I cannot wait. I hope we get to go. Hope everything works out. Knock on wood. But yeah, I had so much fun last year, even with the vaccine, the mask thing, wearing a mask the whole time, my ears hurting. It was just fun hanging out with like friends the whole time. It was awesome. And meeting people and making new friends. It was super cool. David, thank you for subscribing.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
But yeah, thank you again for the support. Thanks for allowing us to go to Gen Con. We appreciate it. To our bosses who are watching, which is everyone with a green name and some who don't have a green name who support us on Patreon. Thanks for being an awesome boss. Thanks for supporting the channel. Thanks for funding us to go to Gen Con. And hope we can meet some of you there. And we'll talk more about this later. If you're interested in Skyrim, the adventure board game, we are playing that tomorrow night with Kyle, Mel, and myself. And we're gonna just play it. We played a little bit, but we're gonna try to play a chapter of it tomorrow. Join us for that as we roam around the world of Skyrim and adventure our butts off. So yeah, if you're interested in that, you can go set your reminder for that stream. If you want to see other board game playthroughs, subscribe to the channel, check this stuff out, check our playlist section. Anyways, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.